music. Oh, I got this thing playing. Hey there, besties! Happy Tuesday! You say, what are we looking at? What are we looking at, actually? What we're looking at is Venezuela, okay? And you probably think that this is yay, we're so happy, this is a celebration. Oh, shit. Let me put my headphones on. Holla if you hear me. No, that's not what's going on. It says, hold on, let me make it smaller, pause. Live, this just ended a few minutes ago, but it says live Nicolás Maduro supporters march in Caracas, Venezuela. Nikki, because we're gonna call him Nikki, has supporters and they out in the streets. Look at this, look at all these, it's a sea of people. People is out here. They said, send Nikki home. This is Associated Press. This is the AP. We can trust them, right? Allegedly. Child, just thought I would let y'all know what's going on because you just never know, child. We just never know. That's why you got to cover everything and look at everything. You know, some people only want to see what they want to see. You know, they don't want to listen or see anything else. Maybe there's plenty of people that don't want it to change. What is that, Stockholm Syndrome, allegedly? I don't know. But they was out. There is out here. Everybody is out here. Can you imagine if this was, because I've been watching some stuff today and they was like, I'm sorry, y'all. Hey there, besties. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Shout out to all of y'all that are here. Please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. So we back on it today, y'all, because there's never a dull moment. And I is tired. Glad I can have this live stream early so that I can get into bed sooner. Okay. Shout out to CDT Beats up in here. That is his beat that he made for me. When you hear it alongside of some of the videos, that's where that comes from. So if you need something done, especially if you're a content creator, make sure you go over there and ask him, check him out, send him an email and get yourself one too. Okay. Also, if you're into content creation, you want to get into content creation, you're trying to get to 1,000, my bad. Shout out to Trent FDNHT. Finally, he got to 1,000. Shout out to all the villagers. You should go ahead and sign up now, the beginning of the year, because then this time next year, you could be 1 year into YouTube making more money than you thought you ever could. Maybe not millions, but enough, okay? Enough to fund cruises, okay? Anyway, so shout out to y'all. I see you. I appreciate you. So we got to talk a little bit about Timmy. I'm going to get to that Coach Greg stuff at the end today. Ugh, my shoulders hurt. Get to that Coach CGA stuff from yesterday about him and the Passport Bros, child, because I was going to go in on Passport Bros, but you know what? I said, I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just let CGA do it. Then I'll just add my commentary to it. Then there's still people talking about Pasa, Jamal Bryant and his wife's dress. Then there's people who are saying how they feel about Timmy. Not resigning. Timmy saying that he's not going to go for re-election. And child, today is Tuesday, so you know what that means. Tick tock, tick tocks. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing. But as I was perusing, I was like, oh, look at them. They all happy. And then I looked closer and it says, oh, no, this is Nikki. They want Nikki back. Child, they want Nikki back. Now, I don't know what Trump's going to say about this, if anything, because someone just said that even though Nikki is gone, it don't mean that the regime, most of the people that are in place, has changed. Well, of course, it hasn't been that long. And I mistakenly said a week ago yesterday. It's been 2 weeks because this happened at Christmas. So it's almost going on 3 weeks now. But Uncle Rick, shout out to Uncle Rick from earlier. And he was saying most people didn't even know who Maduro was prior to the last few weeks. I would be one of them. I would be one of them. You're never going to hear me say that I know everything because I don't. But I am open to learning stuff, all right? Because, you know, we be leering over here, child. I forgot. It's leering now. We be leering over here. Y'all make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new, all right? So just FYI, that's what's going on in Caracas, Venezuela. And I seen some people saying that, oh, the Passport Bros is going to go down there. Go on down there. Make sure you record it all, too, because we would love to cover it. We would love to cover it, okay? But before I get into some of the foolishness, I also want, I didn't start Instagram. Hold on. Because I'm just figuring out how to go live on Instagram, yeah. So I'm live on Instagram too. Not really sure how it works, but I'm figuring it out. I've done it for 3 times, I believe. One thing at a time. What is this? Am I? Hold on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So I wanted to show y'all this. Today is January the 6th. I forgot the historical meaning of January the 6th. You remember when all them fools went out there to the Capitol and they broke in, basically? And there's plenty of people that be trying to justify that shit. Child, please. Plenty of people that should have been in jail, that still should be in jail. I think Trump pardoned those January 6th people or whatever, if I'm not mistaken. Some of them were convicted. They went to jail. They had fines. They were showing their crimes on the talk and social media as well. What is it called? Twitter. It's called the X. I call it Twitter. Oh, y'all, look, see my shirt? This is my shirt from EJ. EJ sent me a shirt. Child, it says Gooch Soup. I don't know what in the hell is wrong with y'all. He sent me this shirt. It says Gooch Soup on it, child. I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and wear this damn shirt. But thank you, EJ. I don't think he's here, but I want to make sure that I thank him. I'm wearing this shirt thinking that hopefully he will come in today and see. And then I have my allegedly shirt. I'm sorry, my allegedly hat. And I'm ready to go. All right. A little bit dressed down today. A little bit. Yeah. Gooch Soup. Shout out to TC. I haven't seen him in a while. Hope all is well if he is here hustling. All right. So the Proud Boys marched peacefully and patriotically to the U.S. Capitol on January the 6th anniversary. So it's an anniversary. I mean, I guess it is an anniversary. Anything can be an anniversary. 4 years in D.C. jail gulagi. J6 prisoner restitution. They want restitution for breaking into somewhere? Child, anybody that supported this mess and think that it was okay, y'all can kiss my ass too. Because as soon as somebody break into your funky ass house, you would have a problem with it. Now, I'm not saying that these politicians are on the up and up and they all full of shit. I agree, they all full of shit, but this is not what the hell you're supposed to do. I don't care what nobody say. And let me also tell some of y'all that be acting like, oh, you're a Donald Trump supporter, you're a MAGA supporter. Child, don't worry about what the hell I am. But let me tell you what I am not. Stupid. And I wouldn't be down here if you paid me. You heard? Fuck them. Y'all going down there. I ain't got nothing to prove. I ain't going down there. I ain't going to a Sundance town. And I ain't going to the hood. Because y'all, I ain't crazy. I'm interested in living as long as possible. The goal is to get old. Y'all think that you got to be proving shit. Child, y'all go on. Go on. Then when you get on the news, we'll be glad to talk about you and say, child, that was dumb. Won't be me. But anyway, in case y'all forgot, never forget, I guess. Then they had a nerve to go down here to DC too. Child, J6ers. They probably got shirts and hats. They probably having cookouts and shit. These people crazy too. Don't think that I don't think that these people are crazy. I'm just saying you just can't lump all people together. But you know how people try to do. Anyway. Oh no, I'm a lump Sundance towns together, and I'm a lump the hood together. Oh, I'm a lump that. I'm a stereotype. Y'all already know I'm a stereotype. I don't care. I don't care who it is. Shout out to Shane Tao. Did we find out where the hell that biatch is? Is she in jail yet? What if they put her on trial with her chocolate boyfriend on TV? That will be fun. Anyway, you know what I didn't get to do? Hold on. Do they have January 6th merch? They probably do. I'm sure they do. If it's your birthday, or if this month is your birthday, happy birthday to y'all. I say that because it is Tina Knowles' birthday. Before we get into the foolishness, I just thought I'd make sure that y'all knew it, saw it. Y'all make sure that you wish good old Teen and her friends a happy birthday. It says, I don't know where this is. Oh, this is on YouTube. I don't know who this is. It says, Miss Tina Knowles marks 72nd birthday. Shout out to her with an unforgettable beachside celebration. It says, she said, we had so much fun yesterday on my birthday. This is after several drinks and a heavy lunch. Girls just want to have fun. Shout out to Cyndi Lauper. Video shot by and my makeup done by Cole Moi, starring Angela something. Holly Robinson Peters in there. Rachel Fields. Y'all know who that is? Who is Rachel Fields? Melba Farquhar, Joan Turman, and Miss 210. Background set of beach provided by Jesus Christ our Savior. Well, praise the Lord, child. Because we're going to need that today. So here you go. I got to turn the sound off. I ain't got time to be taking no strikes for her. Rude. You should be wishing her a happy birthday. Shout out to 72. Y'all better hope y'all make 70 damn two. Some of y'all crazy enough that you barely gonna make 32, okay? Acting crazy. Look at this. I know y'all want to be there. What's going on? How come y'all not over here celebrating with Teen? Look at Teen and friends. They doing the damn thing for ya, okay? G-Lay says, it's your birthday, boo? Well, happy birthday to you if you're saying that's your birthday. I feel the same way, child. It's just like, all right, what do y'all want me to do? Okay, because, child, I be celebrating all year long. This is what I'm saying. Other people look at it differently. There's people that be like, I'm not going to work today. It's my birthday. Why? Your birthday's on a Tuesday. Shout out to Tuesday. Your birthday's on a Tuesday. What the hell are you going to do on a Tuesday? Lord help your people. Child, celebrate every day that you're alive. How about that? I guess that's how it works when you get older, though. So, shout out to them. They over here drunk at the beach. Praise the Lord, though. Okay? Good. Happy birthday to Miss Tina Knowles. That's Beyonce's mom. I don't know what else she would be famous for if there was no Beyonce. Oh, House of Darion. Don't forget House of Darion. Is that still in business? Anyway. So, I think she got some work done or something. But anyway, let's get into the foolishness, child. Let's go over here to CBS Minnesota and get an update on what the hell Trump is doing today. It says Minnesota Somali community worry amid federal enforcement push. Oh, no.
CBS News has learned the Trump administration is sending 2,000 more federal agents to the Twin Cities for a 30-day crackdown on immigration.
Can I get a job? Who worked for the government, one of the agents? I need a job. Somebody hook me up. Help me out.
And fraud. Concern and confusion are growing in the state Somali community. Uba Ali spoke with a lawmaker who heard from...
So they just happened to pull out the alleged Somali reporter too. Child, Minnesota ain't shit.
...them firsthand. Uba?
Frank, the new enforcement push is sending shockwaves through the Somali community. Many business owners say they don't know what the mission is for and who exactly will be coming to their door.
I hear a lot of fear. I think the last month has been really difficult for the community.
Those fears follow tense scenes like this with ICE agents.
Was anybody concerned when Negroes had to put up with shit like this? I mean, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying, come out here and be like, oh, we're afraid. Oh, really? I'm just saying, really? All right, y'all.
In the Twin Cities. DHS officials say more than 1,000 arrests were made in Operation Metro Surge, focused on people with current deportation orders. Now that mission is expanding with the deployment of 2,000 additional federal agents already underway. A 30-day federal surge led by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Commander will now also look into alleged fraud tied to federally funded programs. Last week, Homeland Security investigators were seen in Minneapolis inspecting several sites.
They're not here to chase after facts or to enforce laws. They're here to create narrative and to make a certain community look bad.
The surge is stoking.
Right. You know what? Did y'all tell me what DFL stands for? DFL. It has several meanings. Most commonly, the Minnesota Democratic Farmer Labor Party, a political party affiliated with the National Democrats, or degree of financial leverage, a finance term measuring earnings. Oh, that ain't it. It can also mean down from London. Oh, that ain't it. Okay, so it's the Democratic Farmer Labor Party. Any of y'all part of that? Any of y'all part of the Democratic Farmer Labor Party? Okay. Tim Tom had that on yesterday. Okay, whatever. Child, these people be making shit up.
Fear in the Somali community.
It's troubling because it does not appear to be based on criminality. It's based on people.
and that violates our constitutionally protected rights.
A community that has been the target of harsh criticism from the president as Minnesota's fraud crisis becomes national news. 82 of the 92 defendants charged in Minnesota's recent fraud crisis are Somali Americans, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for Minnesota. State Senator Zainab Mohammed, a Somali immigrant, says her office has been flooded with calls from legitimate business owners and parents who depend on childcare services.
Am I going to be stopped by an ICE agent as I drive to work? And then you have a lot of business folks who are afraid and confused about who's showing up at their business.
Advocates say fear is growing faster than facts.
We're telling people to continue to live their lives.
An added caveat, we also learned additional.
Timmy got y'all. What are we talking about? Timmy got y'all. Timmy got all the answers. Oh, yeah, he says blame Trump because that's the only thing he got.
On-site compliance checks will begin immediately at daycare centers who receive child care payments. According to the Department of Children, Youth, and Families, this will be a coordinated effort with BCA agents to protect taxpayer dollars. Frank?
We'll follow.
Imagine getting a bunch of money and then have from someone else and then being upset that they want to see where their money is going. That's like making an investment in something. And then be like, okay, so how's everything being used? Ain't none of your business. Yeah, I can hear that. Anyway, moving on from them. KTTC, Minnesota taxpayers demand accountability during federal fraud investigation. Minnesota will not stay out the news. Billion. Oh, it didn't change over. My bad. Here we go. My bad.
More to the fraud now in Minnesota. Federal investigators estimating billions of taxpayer dollars have been stolen from the state. And today we're hearing directly from the people who say the money was taken from them.
KTDC's Ryder Blair, winner on Rochester, asking taxpayers two questions. How do you feel about the recent fraud allegations and who should be held accountable?
As a taxpayer here in Minnesota, how do you feel about the recent fraud allegations?
I think it needs to be investigated big time.
Last month, federal investigators estimated fraudsters stole $9 billion or more from Minnesota taxpayers.
As a taxpayer, yeah, that's a lot of money to be just out and about and no.
You're being racist, sir. You are not allowed to say that there should be some investigation going on. Racist.
Taxpayer here in Minnesota, how do you feel about the recent fraud allegations?
I think it needs to be investigated big time.
Last month, federal investigators estimated fraudsters stole $9 billion or more from Minnesota taxpayers.
As a taxpayer, yeah, that's a lot of money to be just out and about and no accountability for it.
They just need to start fixing it now.
Anybody who commits the fraud should pay, be put in prison and pay the money back. That's how I feel.
Federal investigations show that stolen money was used to buy cars, overseas property, and luxury travel. Funds that...
Wait, it was used for what? Because I feel like we haven't heard what it's been used.
Anybody who commits the fraud should pay, be put in prison and pay the money back. That's how I feel.
Federal investigations show that stolen money was used to buy cars, overseas property, and luxury travel. Funds that in some cases...
Overseas property? How come they not showing us pictures of all that stuff? Or have I missed it? We need pictures of the property. We need pictures of the cars. We need pictures of everything so we can correlate it with everything and then be like, so how you pay for that if you're on welfare? So how come you didn't report that if you're on welfare? Well, how you do that if you're on welfare? Allegedly.
We're meant to feed children.
It's not going to come back because a lot of them went out of our country. So we're not going to get it back.
This is on my watch. I am accountable for this.
Last month, Governor Tim Walz publicly took accountability for fraud that happened under his watch. Who do you think should be held accountable for this?
To be honest, it starts at the top. It should start with Governor Walz.
But him being the only
Governor Walz, not Donald Trump.
one responsible, I think it goes deeper than that.
Anybody who did defraud the government should be held accountable.
On Tuesday, federal officials froze all child care funding in Minnesota. Governor Walz responded on X, partially writing President Donald Trump is, quote, politicizing the issue to defund programs that help Minnesotans.
The people.
Now, wait a minute. But when everybody was out here talking about defund the police, you was all for that, Timmy. When everybody was out here talking about defund the police, you was all down with that. But now it affects your punk ass because it don't look right now. All of a sudden, defund the child care, I shall call it. Defund the child care. Now it's a problem. If you don't go to hell.
Well, DC are using it as a political scam to control our state here.
What's going on is absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't make sense at all for people that pay taxes.
With federal investigations underway, taxpayers I spoke with say they want answers and accountability. Ryder Blair reporting in Rochester.
Good luck to y'all.
The U.S. House Oversight Committee scheduled its first hearing on fraud in Minnesota set for January 7th. Attorney General Keith Ellison and Governor Tim Walz.
Oh, that's tomorrow. Oh, we will have something to talk about tomorrow, okay? Anyway, so I find that interesting. Everybody got a problem with defund the child care, but they was all down for defunding the damn police. Ain't it the same difference? It's the same damn difference. I know somebody will not see it that way, but basically it's the same. Oh, you don't want the money to be used for that because of what you think. Well, guess what? We think that money shouldn't be used for this because of what we think. But, they don't like it when someone else says something different than what their narrative is. You know who I'm talking about. Liberal white women, if y'all are here, this is probably not the place for you. I'm going to tell you that right now. Not just y'all, but I'm just saying it's probably not the place for you. Anyway, let's go on over here to, where are we going? Oh, this one. Federal officials doubled down as deadline looms to unfreeze $185 million in Minnesota. How many kids do they have? How many kids does Minnesota have, child? This is a lot of damn money.
Thank you so much. And we begin with big questions about the future of childcare funding in Minnesota tonight.
And there's urgency.
Hold on. Let me pause this for a second. If y'all need $185 million in childcare, either you got a lot of damn kids and you got a lot of damn poor people. Shout out to the poors. Low income poor people. But y'all are trying to say, not y'all, you know what I'm saying, but y'all are trying to say people want to move to Minnesota. Why? It sounds like everybody's poor. Why would I want to move to Minnesota? First of all, it's cold. Second of all, it's got a lot of snow. Third of all, everybody sound like they poor. Everybody on welfare, everybody getting food stamps, everybody getting childcare. The hell I want to go there for? To live around a bunch of poor people? No. Y'all can have that. No.
Questions about the future of childcare funding in Minnesota tonight.
And there's urgency because we're just days away from the deadline for the state to provide records to the federal government and unfreeze $185 million in childcare funding.
Renee Cooper has been trying to get answers about whether the state can actually get this done and what it means for families, Renee, if they can't.
Oh, yeah, the state hasn't taken interviews since we started asking 6 days ago, but I was able to interview legal counsel for U.S. Health and Human Services today. He says his office has not received those records, and he doubled down on his agency's right to hit the state with penalties if they miss Friday's deadline.
Everything's on the table.
That's Mike Stewart, a former U.S. attorney, recently appointed general counsel for U.S. HHS.
There are going to be other deadlines that come. There are going to be other funding streams that are in question. At this point, if I were the state of Minnesota, I would open up my books and be as transparent as possible.
Are you saying the state has not begun?
Whoa. I know damn well he didn't say open up some books. I know damn well he didn't say open up no books. You mean the filing cabinet, sir? Because these people act like they don't keep no books. All these people act like they don't keep any records. They act like, what? Huh? They act like people that are allegedly in business. No one knows what's going on. Nobody seems to look at that from like, if everybody is in business, how come everything is not in a computer, in QuickBooks, child? I don't know, in something, so a ledger so that they're keeping track of this money went to you, this money came to me. This money went to you. This money came to me. I'm still online.
For U.S. attorney, recently appointed general counsel for U.S. HHS.
There are going to be other deadlines that come. There are going to be other funding streams that are in question. At this point, if I were the state of Minnesota, I would open up my books and be as transparent as possible.
Are you saying the state has not begun to open up its books at all?
They certainly haven't opened up the books to the degree they should in terms of our comfort level that the dollars going to Minnesota are going where they should.
DFL lawmakers last week said the state is still waiting for clarity.
Right now, the monies are frozen, and we haven't gotten all the detail that we need.
Since they're not taking interviews, we asked the State Department of Children, Youth, and Families in an email if it's clear to them which records are required, and if not, what specifically needs clarification. They have not answered those questions. In a memo to providers on Friday, DCYF said more information would be coming from U.S. HHS on Monday.
Well, I believe that additional clarity is being provided today, no question.
As of this report.
Oh, well, hell, how you looking for something and you ain't telling them what they need? I'm confused. Something don't sound right. So we're going to stop the money till you give us what we want, but you didn't tell them what it is that you wanted from them? I'm confused.
Stewart nor the state has shared any additional guidance. Claire Sanford with the Minnesota Child Care Association says providers are required to keep extensive records for things like attendance and billing, a part of the federal demand.
Basically, the message we've gotten is business as usual, keep doing everything as normal until we, the state, digest this more and get more guidance from the feds and then report back to you.
Oh, is the state holding out? Do y'all think that the state is holding out? Oh, we don't know. They should have the records. They're the state. They should be, if they're monitoring and they're following through and they're keeping track of, they should have the damn records. What more do you want? Once a year, you should be, filing. You got to renew your business license. You got to prove that you're still able to run said business. So they don't know, huh? I feel like we see where the problem is. Allegedly.
Can you be any more specific about what you still need from the state and what they're not providing? I think our taxpayers, to your point, our viewers, our parents deserve to hear that tonight. What is the state not providing specifically?
I think it's fair to say that all federal funding across the board is being examined at this point in time.
Sure, but I got to drill down there, because specifically with this child care funding requirement that exists right now, what specifically are the feds missing?
So I'll leave that to our officials here, but I can tell you that at the highest levels, we're talking about every aspect of this. When those deadlines come up and we're not satisfied, we're going to do exactly what we've said, which is continue. Those dollars will be shut off. We don't want that to be the case.
Now, Sanford says the main thing providers and families have been asking the state for from the start is how long can childcare keep going for the more than 20,000 children that rely on it without continued funding from the feds.
20,000 kids are relying on basically purchase of care is what they're saying, which amounts to billions. Child, how much are these damn daycares charging? That it amounts to billions? Wow, that's a lot.
Now, US HHS says that Minnesota has that funding through January right now, but we've been asking the state, if they can sustain with state funding beyond that, and we just have not heard back.
And that's going to go fast.
Yeah, the deadline's coming up.
That's right.
Hey, Renee Cooper, thank you.
All right, Velma, thanks for that report, and you did a good job. Good job, Velma, good job. So Timmy came out today, child. Timmy came out today. He wants to give an update on his paid leave program. Remember, we heard about that paid leave, which means that anybody can say, you know what, I need some time off, and their state is going to pay for it. Child, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. But that's what he's, congratulations. Yes, child. You feel stressed for 20 weeks. You could just get paid and be home. Maybe that's why maybe that's why Minnesota, it sounds like so many people are poor because the state is taking care of you. Is this where socialism really started? Not even in New York, but here in Minnesota, but nobody really knew. Oh my God. And guess who gets to pay for it? Shout out to the people that pay taxes there. Y'all go to work and make sure you pay for this free shit.
Of the Shake Event Center and the Historic Coliseum building. I'm one of the owners, and so is my partner, Alicia Belton. I'd like to welcome the governor of the great state of Minnesota to restore themselves.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at the Historic Coliseum in Longfellow. Janice, thank you, and to Alicia, congratulations. We're proud of this. It's a space, it's community space, it's incubator, it's all those things. It's appropriate that we would be here to celebrate paid family medical leave. A big thank you to Commissioner Verelek and his team. We've had, is it safe to say, hundreds of conversations over the past few years about implementation. And I'm here to tell you, and I'll go slowly so you get time to get this down. Paid family leave was launched on time, under budget, and with full functionality, and with the outside verification, some of the strongest safeguards of program integrity, or the strongest in the country. To date, nearly 18,000 people have applied, 3,500 people have been approved.
18,000 people have applied, 3,500 have been approved. This shit started last damn week. 18,000. What? Who wants to move to Minnesota? They're poor. 18,000 people applied, child. That sounds like a list for the damn Section 8 wait list when it comes open. 3,500 people have applied, and this is supposed to be a good thing for the state of Minnesota? Is it me? That sounds crazy. Get a job. Get your job to pay for it. That's what your job is supposed to do. And then your next door neighbor gets to pay for you while you sit your ass at home and they go to work? People want to retire to Minnesota. No, the fuck they don't. Poor people do.
That means thousands of Minnesotans, whether it's to care for children, to take care of medical issues, to care for a loved one, are now not going to have to make heartbreaking choices between their financial stability and the well-being of their family. This program benefits workers, but as we're here, and you're going to hear in just a minute from Kevin, you're going to hear a little bit from Lillian. You'll hear folks talk about this, what it means for employers and the workforce.
What if they were? Oh, we need the information on that, Timmy. That's what he needs to be putting out. Somebody need to be asking for, what are the demographics of all that? What are the demographics for all that? That is, you are right, King Gemini. Oh my God. You think Timmy is putting that out? I have a feeling he's not. But somebody should be asking that instead of focusing so much on the rest of it that they clearly aren't trying to get the information up on. Start with this program right here. That's a new program that just started. 18,000 people, 3,500 approved. Break that down. Break that 3,500 down. Wow. I'm doing great things for Minnesotans. People want to come here to retire.
What we know is when folks have the security of paid family and medical leave, they're able to take care of their health, their family's health, they're able to bond with their children.
That's what a job is for.
But they're also able to see productivity increase. And what we see is loyalty and retention in companies that have paid family and medical leave is really, really high. There's a reason that big Fortune 500 companies all have the program. The problem has always been it's difficult for smaller employers, but it's not difficult in 13 states, Minnesota having the best of those programs amongst them. So I'm incredibly proud over a week of watching this happen. I think it needs to be stated. We're joined here. A special thank you to Reps Frazier and Mann, the authors of this in the House and the
Jeffrey, he lumped in because he's a Democrat. I don't even know what was going on with regard to that. I'm just saying he's lumped in just because he's a DFL. Okay. Democrats, farmers, and lovers, child, whatever it stands for.
Senate. This is one of the most transformational pieces of legislation that Minnesota has passed in decades. An entire career would go by, a successful career, with not doing something like this. These two leaders made that happen. And for me and people make sense. We have Rep. Sensamura, and I think we're going to be joined by Senator Mohammed, who were instrumental in helping us get this done, helping build the coalition to make this happen. We're implementing the program. We built a modern system around it. It is secure, and we've got the support lines. Hundreds of meetings with the team that was there in outreach to employers of ways to make this happen. We have done countless checks on this, and a few weeks ago, as we started to soft launch this thing forward, we did the checks and balance, the go, no-goes, and I just have to tell you, I express my deep gratitude. You've got some of those folks here in the back of the room, an incredible amount of work doing this really important work against a backdrop of making sure that program integrity was of utmost importance. And so I'm incredibly grateful for that. This has helped families succeed. This provides security to Minnesotans. It makes us a destination state for both employers and employees, strengthens what we know needs to happen in communities. And I just have to tell you, I'm incredibly proud of it. We've done a lot of work to make it happen. And it is all about, as you hear here, families. So
it's all about families, y'all. Any of y'all want to move to Minnesota? Anybody? Bueller? You could just go get some 20 weeks. What is it? 20 weeks of time off.
So that parents can bond with their children. It is stunning to me that there are about 3 countries in the world that don't have this. It is an absolute travesty that there are states in this country that don't have the capacity to pay family medical leave. So I would tell all of those states out there and all of those folks, look to Minnesota. We've got a team here. Don't hire them away from me, but we've got a team that's willing to help to build.
Don't bring that to our state. MFers, get a job. They have FMLA for your ass, and they have paid leave programs, short-term disability, long-term disability, emergency disability. You get vacation time, you get sick time, you have health insurance, you have dental insurance, and guess what? Yeah, you got to pay for it, but guess what? You'll be getting paid more money. I mean, if you fraud, and that's something different. Obviously, you're doing it for different reasons, but for poors, don't fall for this, okay? It's not good for you. Trust me when I tell you. I be trying to help y'all out. Y'all don't want to hear me. Always getting free stuff. Free stuff is not necessarily free, and it's not necessarily a good thing. If it ain't moving you forward to something better, then it probably ain't good for you. All right? Because like I always say, if y'all didn't learn from 40 Days and 40 Nights, and y'all not learning from right now with the alleged federal funding for daycare to purchase of care being cut off, you'll never learn. You will never learn.
This out to produce the results that we're seeing and to move forward. With that, I'm going to let you hear from some of the folks who are actually implementing it, know what it means to them. I'm going to turn it over to Kevin Brown to talk a little bit about what it means to his business.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't want to hear from him, and I barely want to hear from you. Let me see if Timmy comes back, because if he doesn't, then we're done with this. Hold on. Here he is.
He runs the unemployment insurance too. We know that those programs are out there. I don't think that got reported, but there was an analysis done on the states across the country, unemployment insurance. I think Iowa and Minnesota were 1 and 2 and the most secure. So there's a lot of safeguards in place, and we'll continue to deliver.
All I hear is a bunch of money going out.
For that, and I said, I told you yesterday, and I'll continue to say it. I will be there to make sure. Tim O'Malley and our team over there on program integrity, DCA, we have more tools that will continue to do this. The buck stops with me on this, and that is absolutely true, but I want to be very clear on this too. If the buck stops with me on when there's problems, the buck stops with me on successes. Not a single Republican supported this. So every Minnesotan from here on forward, whoever uses this program, there is no bit of thanks that would go to the Republican legislators who did all they could to stop this.
Is Timmy making this political right now after all of that on how much Donald Trump was making everything so political?
So I will take full responsibility. We have safeguards in place. We'll do that. But I think the report on this is, as you're hearing the stories here, I'll take some credit for that because we put this program in place. We got it done. We implemented it. We did the work for 2.5 years, and lots of things work. Your highways get plowed. I'll take credit for that too. The Republicans voted against my budget.
You're supposed to plow the highways, sir. You get no credit for doing your job.
It did work with that.
Yeah, he sounds like a biatch right now. Oh, I got up today. I took a shower today. I went and fed myself today. Child, that's what you're supposed to do, you damn governor. Shut the fuck up.
Our schools have the money to pay their teachers. I'll take credit for that too. The issue here is focusing on this, and they have every right to do so. The positive story of this is parents with their children. The Republicans' goal is to have none of those programs. And I can guarantee you one way to ensure there's no fraud, just don't do the program. Just don't do the program. And then you will look like states who rank at the bottom in every single initiative. So we have a responsibility to continue to do better on this, but I'm going to take credit when we're ranked at the top on almost every single category because of these programs. So we all know what's at stake here. This team knows that, and we said it. They took that responsibility to do it, and I will encourage them and encourage our folks that are out there on program integrity to do everything possible. If you attempt to try and collect paid family and medical leave illegally, you will be prosecuted and you will be jailed. It's as simple as that. So
trying to look like he tough. Ninja, we don't believe you.
Do I think people will try and do that? Certainly, I think people will try and do that. They're not going to get away with it, but they'll do that.
Wait, what's that lapel on there? What's that lapel on there, y'all? What is it? You see that lapel he got, or that pin he got on his lapel? What's that? Anybody know? Bueller? Anybody know what that's a sign of? Bueller? What? Hold on. Google is our friend. Let me see. What is the state flag for Minnesota? So this is now the state flag officially? So I Googled it. And this what comes up as the state flag. Is that what the state flag's supposed to be? Is that what it's supposed to be? I'm just saying this what came up. This what came up. Is that what it's supposed to be? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, back to Timmy Child, even though he getting on my damn nerves. Oh, is it over? Hold on. Where I'm at? Oh, here we go. Come on, Timmy.
I think people will try and do that. Certainly, I think people will try and do that. They're not going to get away with it, but they'll do that.
I think within days is that right? 12th. Yeah, so the 12th, and we have members of the Senate. Yep.
Mr. Can you give an update? Oh, yeah, I want to hear from you. Come on, Timmy.
Good to see you. Well, thank you all for being out here again. Really proud of this program. It is a game changer for working families. It's one more piece of that building blocks to making Minnesota the best state in the country to raise a family, and we're off and running. And I think it's pretty impressive to get this thing going. Of all the implementations we have to implement as the legislature writes it, but by the 12th, we're going to have people receiving their payments. With that, I'll take some questions. This is a decision that I make with my family. And certainly I think, as I said,
the question was, did you decide not to go for re-election because of pressure from the DNC, or you made this decision on your own?
It's the right decision. I'll note, I think it's appropriate we're here today. The war that's being waged against Minnesota, you're seeing it. We have a ridiculous surge of apparently 2,000 people not coordinating with us that are for a show of the cameras. I'm going to note to all of you, today is January 6th. There's no debate what happened. The President of the United States led an insurrection against a fair election to try and overturn that and, report both sides of this. Well, he said he really didn't, and courts convicted 400 of them and he pardoned them. No, he did that. He did that, and that's today. And it's clear that we also saw today he implemented 5 states are being punished with a freezing of federal funds illegally that were appropriated by Congress, our tax dollars. And I find it interesting that Minnesota, California, Illinois, and New York were taking that. The interesting thing is the biggest fraud trial in the country is taking place in Mississippi today with $100 million of welfare fraud. I don't believe Mississippi was on that list. So look, this is a concerted effort to try and destroy the president's opponents, to destroy the rule of law. And it became apparent to me that he was going to do that with me being there. And I just feel, along with my family, that it's the best decision for Minnesota. And I feel very confident in that. I think it's going to be clear that Minnesotans agree with that. So I talked to everybody. I spoke with all of the delegation, let them know. I spoke with a lot of key allies. I spoke with my family, and just let them know that this is what we were going to do. And Senator Klobuchar was one of those conversations. I think that we have a very deep bench. It's very clear to me. Again, I would mention this, that again, none of the people running for governor of Minnesota voted for this program. None of the folks running for governor condemned January 6th, and none of the people, the Republicans running for governor, had the damn common decency to Melissa and Mark's children, have asked them to stop doing what they're doing, the president. The question I would ask all of you is, you need to ask those people running for governor if they would ask the president to please stop attacking the Hortman children and telling lies about this. And so I am very confident a Democrat's going to win this. My conversation with Senator Klobuchar was the same conversation I've had with many others.
Who's going to win when they run for governor? Amy Klobuchar is going to run, probably, they're saying, for governor. I pulled up this Mississippi stuff. It's too much going on, y'all. It looks like a trial starts today. Is it today? Oh, no, it started 8 days ago. First trial in Mississippi welfare scandal set to begin nearly 5 years after the case broke. Did y'all know about this?
Since State Auditor Shad White first announced the largest welfare scandal in Mississippi's history 5 years ago, most of those indicted took plea deals, and today they still haven't been sentenced.
Yeah, perhaps even more surprising, no one has gone to trial until now. Investigative reporter CJ LeMaster joins us now with new developments in this case. CJ?
Well, Howard Holly, $77 million meant for the poorest Mississippians instead doled out like candy to former wrestlers, athletes, and nonprofits. But despite that, only one person is serving time behind bars more than 5 years later. Now, as the trial of Ted DiBiase Jr. draws closer, we explore how justice in this case continues to be delayed.
No shade, is Mississippi. No excuses, but I'm just saying it's Mississippi. Ain't like they the fast city, fast life, or anything like that. Allegedly, I didn't even know anything about this. This is crazy. We already know it's everywhere. I told y'all, I've seen it. Not to this level, but people, when they lie and they be lying and they be faking shit and all. Not all the way up here. Just to cut the pores. Child the pores. Y'all know who I'm talking to.
Pro wrestler Ted DiBiase Jr.'s federal trial begins January 6th. He's the only person indicted in the welfare fraud scandal who decided to fight the charges, pleading not guilty to conspiracy, wire fraud, theft, and money laundering. Prosecutors claimed he forged contracts to steal millions in funds meant for needy Mississippians so he could personally benefit. He's one of 7 people indicted in that sprawling conspiracy, but the only one serving time behind bars right now is the former head of the state's Department of Human Services, John Davis. A judge sentenced him to 32 years for state charges.
Oh, listen, shout out to the blacks. White people, what are y'all doing? Y'all out here effing it all up for yourselves. Because y'all remember, more white people are on welfare. Child, y'all still in the welfare, white people? Wait, ain't Mississippi mostly black people? Don't come for me. I don't be knowing. I have no need to go to Mississippi. Sounds like Minnesota. I don't need to be there either. Oh, they put all these white people in jail, Mississippi. Y'all just out here defrauding just as much as everybody else. Y'all ain't shit. You ain't special.
He has yet to be sentenced for his federal crimes. The case for Latimer Smith, the former DHS employee, is under seal. It's unclear whether that case is still active. Nancy New, the head of the nonprofit this money funneled through, pleaded guilty to state and federal charges 3 years ago, but her sentencing also delayed. Same with her son, Zach. They've been...
Oh, not the son. It's the mother and son. Oh, so this is racism. This is racism because they just allowing y'all to just sit out here and not send y'all's asses to jail, child. They probably home. They probably ain't even got no ankle monitor on. They probably left the damn. They probably moved to Minnesota, child. They probably moved to Minnesota. This is racist. This is racist. How come nobody talking about this? We're going to have to start talking about this. Trey, thank you so much, hon. He said, I knew my home state, Mississippi, was stealing taxpayers' money. I feel like, anybody with common sense knows some stuff like this, though. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure it's in most states, but to what level and degree and who's involved at the top is the question. Because like I said, it's always supposed to be audits done, compliance checks done, and things of that nature. So if that's not getting done, that's not even these people's fault. It's the people up here that's running this shit, which would be the state. So that's where I think that there's really an issue. This is the case that Brett Favre is involved in. Is this one? Well, where's his punk ass at? Where he at?
Out on bond since the plea deal. Ted DiBiase Jr.'s brother Brett pleaded guilty to state and federal charges too. But he hasn't been sentenced yet either. Christy Webb, former director of another nonprofit that helped grab this money, also hasn't received a sentence. Why such a long delay? It's believed
it's white supremacy. It's racism. Where everybody had to go talk about this, so all the white people just get to go home. What is this about? Yo, what's going on with that Carmelo? Y'all remember that Carmelo case? I ain't heard high nor hear about that either.
All but Webb are cooperating with federal investigators, and some of that could come out in next month's trial against Ted DiBiase Jr. At the same time, we've had no new indictments in 2 years. Now, State Auditor Shad White has maintained his office did its job, but now it's up to federal authorities to tie up any loose ends here. And keep in mind, even though former NFL great Brett Favre took welfare dollars for speaking engagements he didn't give, Favre has yet to be charged, though he's paid some of that money back. Neither is the man who ran the state.
Well, why isn't Brett Favre charged? What are he paying money back for if he did something right? That statement right there is enough.
To tie up any loose ends here. And keep in mind, even though former NFL great Brett Favre took welfare dollars for speaking engagements he didn't give, Favre has yet to be charged, though he's paid some of that money back. Neither is the man who ran the state during this time, former Governor Phil Bryant. Despite conversations and...
Oh, former Governor Bryant, whoever the hell that is. Yeah, bring his ass up here just like Timmy, child. Everybody can get it. Everybody can get it. Bring Governor Bryant back to charge his punk ass. Then that means you got to charge Timmy too. So ain't no discriminating. All of y'all can get it. All of y'all can get it.
Well, great Brett Favre took welfare dollars for speaking engagements he didn't give. Favre has yet to be charged, though he's paid some of that money back. Neither is the man who ran the state during this time, former Governor Phil Bryant, despite conversations and messages that appear to show some degree of involvement. Howard?
I ain't got time to listen to that, but you're on my radar now, Mississippi. Wow, who knew? Who knew? Maine. Let's go to Maine. Gateway responds to Maine care fraud allegations from GOP lawmakers. Lord help your people.
The healthcare company facing accusations of Maine care fraud is fighting back against accusations from Republican lawmakers. They held a news conference yesterday centering around Portland-based Gateway Community Services, a limited liability company. News Center Maine's Christian Harsa is here to break down some of that confusion that's popped up involving the company. Christian?
Yes. Hi, Bailey. There are two separate but related entities in this story about alleged Medicaid fraud. The first is that LLC, Gateway Community Services, and the other is a nonprofit, Gateway Community Services Maine. The LLC is under investigation for possible fraud after a state audit, not the nonprofit. But as State House Republicans made clear, they see a clear connection between the two that goes beyond a similar name.
I believe what we've uncovered so far is only scratching the surface of fraud here in Maine.
Gateway has two separate but related organizations in Maine, Gateway Community Services Maine, the nonprofit, and Gateway Community Services LLC, the company. Both were founded in 2016 by Abdullahi Ali, a Somali refugee who resettled in Maine around.
Oh, wow. They making the rounds. Shout out to them. They know business. Listen, seems like the Somalis know business, yeah.
2009. Not only do they share a founder, they share addresses, one on Canal Street in Lewiston, the other on Force Avenue in Portland. According to the company Gateway's lawyer, Ali is no longer involved with the nonprofit. He also said the nonprofit and company do not share staff. He said while the two share addresses, the nonprofit rents space from the company. The Department of Health and Human Services is investigating a credible allegation of fraud against Gateway, the company. DAHS found through a routine audit that Gateway received more than $1 million from MaineCare from 2021 to 2022. That audit found errors in Gateway's billing, either for services Gateway never performed or ones that MaineCare does not cover. The nonprofit is also under investigation. That is by the U.S. House Oversight Committee.
Congressman James Comer has launched a federal investigation and has requested bank records connected to Gateway and related entities.
The company's lawyer says the nonprofit does not bill MaineCare. According to a statement from the board of directors, the nonprofit is funded through grants and charitable contributions.
Why was Gateway Community Services, a company that had already received multiple notices of overbilling, allowed to sit on a steering committee to receive funding tied to the Lewiston Shooting Victims Fund?
But a spokesperson for the Maine Community Fund says that's not exactly correct. She said the nonprofit, not the company, was on the steering committee and received funds.
A company whose CEO reportedly spent time traveling to Somalia and running for president there and organizing a privately funded militia.
Wait, he went back to Somalia to run for president? What in the...
He said the nonprofit, not the company, was on the steering committee and received funds.
A company whose CEO reportedly spent time traveling to Somalia and running for president there and organizing a privately funded militia.
According to a statement from the company Gateway, Ali did once run for elected office in Somalia. He also did provide, quote, modest financial support for the Jubilant State Forces. That money was apparently for logistical, medical, and supply support. The statement goes on to say the use of militias weaponizes established stereotypes of Somali people.
Another name that came up in yesterday's press conference is Representative Decca DeLocke. She sits on the Appropriations and Financial Affairs Committee in the State House. Republicans want her to step down from that role due to her involvement with the nonprofit and the investigation by the U.S. House Oversight Committee, which mentions her specifically. DeLocke was not available for an interview, but relayed she worked for the nonprofit for less than a year and provided this statement. Many accusations that I participated in illegal activities aren't just unequivocally false, they are reckless and harmful.
I'm seeing a little bit of a theme. And let me just say, shout out to the blacks. Y'all, we don't seem to be involved in there, none of it. We don't seem to be involved in there, none of it. To this degree. This is what I'm talking about. Shout out to us for this, at least for right now, y'all.
I support the investigation to hold accountable any individuals who misuse public funds. Now,
All right. That's the end of that, child. If it's not fraud here, fraud there, fraud everywhere, child, this is half damn crazy. Wait, federal child care payments frozen nationwide after Minnesota fraud allegations, child.
The fraud allegations in Minnesota child care centers in all 50 states are now under strict scrutiny as the federal government has frozen funding nationwide.
WHAS 11's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Hayden Sorgenfry have reaction from the local daycare.
We would lose families. We would lose a teacher if this were to happen.
The Trump administration is freezing childcare payments to all 50 states. The announcement coming on the heels of alleged fraud schemes at Minnesota daycares.
That puts a lot of lives in question. And so we would have liked some answers before that, just blasted out.
Terry Stallcup, assistant director of the J-Town Academy, feels in the dark about the details.
One of our parents called, panicked, and I said, well, let's just wait and see. We have no idea.
The Department of Health and Human Services says there will be an extra vetting process on programs nationwide. According to the White House website, the department is requiring a justification, receipt, or photo evidence to release payments within the Child Care and Development Fund.
Kentucky already has safeguards in place to protect against fraud. Nobody wants fraud, especially in childcare.
Democratic Congressman Morgan McGarvey of Louisville saying 34,000 kids in Kentucky use these federal subsidies to pay for childcare.
We don't need parents making the decision whether they're going to not have their kids in childcare and not go to work, or potentially even have their kids in a dangerous situation so they can continue working.
McGarvey says there are no allegations of fraud in Kentucky.
At first, I thought it was a knee-jerk reaction, and they were just like, let's pull it all. We need all of our tuition, so that would hurt us.
Here at the J-Town Academy, only about 5 out of 42 children are using this type of assistance, but the assistant director still has lingering questions about how this funding freeze will impact not only... So 5 out of 42 is using the federal funds. The rest of them are paying full price. Shout out to those families. Shout out to the take away the 5, all those families that's paying for their own ish. Look at how that works. They ain't got to worry about it when you pay for your own ish and not wait on the government or somebody else to take care of your ass. The families here, but also the business.
We work on a tight budget, and we try not to raise our rates, make it affordable for families. All that will affect if we have to raise our rates or not.
Stallcup says they'll be affected, despite only having 5 children on subsidized payments. Other centers, however, that need more federal funding, she said could be at risk of closing. In Jeffersontown, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11, on your side.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services announcing today it's changing the rules on how child care centers will get their money.
First, payments will be based on verified attendance rather than how many children are enrolled. And
wow, verified attendance. How about that?
States will not be required to pay child care centers until aftercare is given.
They're changing the rules up as it needs to be. Anyway, moving on from all that fraud, child. We got to get back to talking about Timmy. But first, we're going to go over to Fox because there's Customentatis. Who the hell is that, child? Warns that Trump derangement is driving the left off the rails. TDS is driving the libs off the rails. Oh, no, I feel like we already knew that. I just feel like we already knew that. Yes, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. Shout out to everyone that is here. I appreciate you.
John Katsomatidis joining me this morning here in New York. Mandami, Mayor of New York. He's been in office for less than a week. How would you rate his performance? You're a New Yorker.
Well, I think he's playing the violin. Remember the old expression, playing the violin to his supporters. And the fact he's hiring some really weird people and some people that are not really good for New York. But everybody's telling me, they're trying to tell me, some of his people, oh, well, he's only doing it to look good to his supporters. A week is very hard to determine. There was a big controversy the other day about Jennifer Tisch not reporting directly to the mayor. And yesterday he quashed it. So I think it's going to take at least a couple months to find out what the heck is going on.
He's had a fight with Trump already.
I mean, it's silly of him to do it, but I guess he is playing the music to his crowd. And Trump just...
This guy looks like he should be over in Jersey somewhere with Tony Soprano.
He's just playing him.
He's playing him. All right, we'll see. A lot of people out on the streets in New York City protesting Maduro's capture. I mean, plenty of people out there want him released immediately. They're out on the street in New York City at Times Square. Why are the Democrats
Child, everything is just running together. So now we're going to be talking about Maduro. I didn't think he was on docket today.
Defending him.
Those people on the street, some of them are paid people. I understand somebody are Chinese paid. China had a big stake in that, and they were there that day where he got captured, and they owed a lot of money. That's what my intelligence people.
Y'all, I want my money back too. Shit.
Tell me, they're Chinese paid people.
But there's more to it than that.
Yes.
But why is it that the left wants this guy released? I mean, it's
Because
a brutal tyrant, for heaven's sake.
If Trump finds a cure to cancer, they'll say, he's still bad.
It's just hatred of.
He ain't lying though. If Donald Trump was, can you imagine if Trump found a cure to cancer? They was like, we don't want it. It came from Trump. It can't be good.
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Again!
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Going, you're being a racist! Racist!
Oh my God, that is too funny.
Trump.
It's just hatred.
That's what it's all about.
Pure hatred.
You can't get over it.
And I don't understand it. I mean, America, we always used to sit across the table from each other and always make a deal.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand maybe a degree of dislike, even personal dislike. I can see that. But this is flat out hatred, and it never goes away. No matter who it won't go away. Crazy.
It's not going away, and it hurts the country. And
yeah, there you go. You cut that off real quick. All right, Fox, you can do better than that. All right, back to Timmy, because then we're going to look at the TikToks, because the people are not happy that Timmy is not running for re-election. Y'all already know. So back in Minnesota, it says Minnesota voters react to Walz's decision not to run for re-election.
Minnesota voters are now.
Probably because he come up with dumb ideas like anybody can take 20 days off and we'll pay for it.
Reacting to the governor's decision not to run.
Joe Mason is live in St. Paul with this part of the story. Joe, what did you hear from folks?
Lindsay, this coffee shop here on Grand Avenue just closed a few minutes ago. The governor, big announcement, was a big talker here today and a big talker all around town. On this day at Gent Cuts and Grooming on St. Paul's Grand Avenue.
They want to poison our people against each other.
Style on heads was mixed with politics on screens.
The buck stops at the top. Politics is dirty business.
David Brandner wasn't surprised by Governor Walz stepping out of the race.
Right now, Minnesota doesn't look good nationally. And unfortunately, Tim Walz is the head of the state.
We can work together to rebuild the public's trust.
Dan Jargo believes the governor wouldn't get reelected with the state facing a welfare fraud scandal.
I was disappointed, but not surprised. I think too much has happened. I don't think they're going to win. So we need to have somebody that they can.
Well, you know, white men always seem to stick together and have the same opinions. They have similar. They think similarly, it seems like, if that makes sense. Because these guys are that way. When we watched them the other way, it was like all the white men kind of said the same thing. Y'all be sticking together, child. Y'all be sticking together.
Nearby at Bread and Chocolate, talk of Walz announcement brewed up like a hot cup of coffee.
I'm happy that he's not running because of the circumstances right now, but I loved him as my governor.
Gene O'Connor wouldn't use the word surprised by Walz's decision.
Relieved is a better word. That I think the race could have been very problematic otherwise, and I'm a staunch Democrat.
Gene's
liberal white women.
Friend Faye Wilson agrees.
And my first reaction was, yes, Tim, good for you. Because I would have voted for him no matter what. But
look at that. Vote blue no matter who, child.
Like Jeannie, I was afraid he may not win the election.
But the political gamesmanship.
Back at the barbershop, those here knew they were watching the end of the Walz era.
There's some
That's a nice barbershop. And this dude looked like he's famous.
elements about him that are likable. I think his heart's generally been in the right place. But when you have this kind of mismanagement of funds, it ultimately reflects negatively.
Child, they admit they are talking about what he was doing wrong more than he was when he gave his "I'm not going to run again" speech. They ain't even sitting up here talking about it's Donald Trump's fault. It's Donald Trump's fault. Child, they taking more accountability than Timmy does. Please, child. Ain't nobody got no. I ain't got no sympathy for Timmy, child. I ain't got no sympathy for Timmy.
Now, we're right around the corner from the governor's mansion. The manager here says Tim Walz does come in on occasion to grab a cup of coffee. He's always welcome here, whether he has the title of governor or not. Live in St. Paul, Joe Mason, 5 Eyewitness News.
All right, Joe. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's go and see what TikTok has to say, child, because you know they got something to damn say. Over here, we're just going to scroll down as we usually do, child. Just let's see what they got to say.
Several years, an organized group of criminals have sought to take advantage of this state's generosity. And even as we make progress in the fight against the fraudsters, we now see an organized group of political actors seeking to take advantage of a crisis. A single taxpayer dollar wasted on fraud should be intolerable. And while there's a role to play for everyone, from the legislature to prosecutors to insurance companies to local and county government, the buck does stop with me. In September, I announced that I would seek a historic third term as Minnesota's governor. And I have every confidence that if I gave it my all, we would win the race. But as I reflect on this moment with my family and my team over the holidays, I came to the conclusion that I can't give a political campaign my all. So I've decided to step out of this race, and I'll let others worry about the election while I focus on the work that's in front of me for the next year. For the last several years.
Okay, so Tim Walz has just dropped out of the governor's race in Minnesota.
Lord, so you dudes are doing the gargoyle? Y'all are doing the gargoyle? Gargoyle alert, y'all.
Minnesota over the Somali fraud scandal. Tim Walz is obviously the current governor of Minnesota, who's actually very well liked by the people in the state currently. His biggest claim to fame is being the running mate of Kamala Harris in the 2024 election.
Wait, being the VP candidate was his biggest claim to fame, but everybody loves him in Minnesota? For what?
Which he obviously lost. And after that, he kind of just came back to his home state and continued to govern there. But recently, there's been a huge scandal with the Somali population that's been following him, leading him to drop out now. To make an incredibly long story short, the current president of the United States is very xenophobic. He does not want new immigrants in this nation, especially from countries where people have darker skin. The president on several occasions has tweeted out explicitly racist things about the Somali population specifically. And the biggest population of Somalis in America is in the state of Minnesota. So in an effort to justify the president's racist tweets, a lot of Republicans have been bending over backwards to look into the Somali population in Minnesota, and they uncovered that a lot of them are taking advantage of the welfare system there. Specifically, they look.
Oh, so if listen, if what Donald Trump said, if you consider it racism, then it's racism. Okay, fine, whatever, right? Not whatever, like whatever, but let that lie for a second. So then you go look into it for whatever your reasons are, and you find that there's fraud, but you still got to make sure that you jump back here to say, but he's racist because all he do is talk about Somali people. Child, he talk about everybody. I got to be honest with you. He do talk about everybody. That's not me. That's not me defending him. That's not me defending him. I'm just saying it's like if somebody does something and it turns into this, they're still going to make sure they go back to this. Does that make sense? You're finding out that there is freaking fraud and now finding out that it's everywhere for the most part. But make sure you say over here is Donald Trump's fault and then bypass, not necessarily this dude on screen, but bypass the fact that Timmy is in charge. It's his state. It's his responsibility. Just like in Mississippi, I forget who they said the governor was. That's right. It's his responsibility. That's his state. That's what it's supposed to be. In any of these other states. Because, child, they need to check into Massachusetts where Michelle Wu is. Because I promise you, there's some issues going on there. All these bleeding hearts, child. This is what No Child Left Behind gets you. And everybody gets a participation trophy gets you. People want shit all the damn time. Then they expect anybody that's above them or in politics to give them shit. Those people think they have to give it in order to get elected and to get shit out of, or to get them to come and vote for them. So you come up with all this crap. People take advantage of it because there's fraud in everything, like I said yesterday. But to this degree, there's like no checks and balances in place, y'all. That's the bottom line. It appears that there's no checks and balances in place, or these officials, these political people were participating and helping. It's only those two things. That's all it can be. That's all it can be. I'm just saying.
Into like the numbers of like data.
Can't take you seriously.
So we have major breaking political news out of St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tim Walz will not seek re-election as governor, and what a fall from grace this has been for him. You might recall in the spring of 2023, he pushed through several progressive ideas to the state legislature that caught the attention of Barack Obama, who went to Twitter to give his endorsement for the programs, which eventually caught the attention of people like Kamala Harris, who chose him to be her running mate as the vice president. Introduced in Chicago at the convention in August of last year, a debate that was an absolute disaster with J.D. Vance at one point called himself a knucklehead.
I forgot about that debate. That was a best.com. Wow. So someone just recently told me, y'all let me know what you think. Somebody just recently told me that if someone just told me that Cam chose the wrong VP candidate. If she had picked the right VP candidate, then she would have won. Do y'all believe it? Do y'all believe that? I don't think so. They said that she should have chose Josh Shapiro or whoever the dude was in Arizona. Do y'all believe that or no? I was like, I don't think it was gonna make no difference because she was a mess. And that whole debacle on how she came to pass and what they did with Joe Biden, all that just left a sour taste in so many people's mouths. I don't think having choosing the VP made a big difference at all, in my opinion. Oh, y'all saying no? Okay. I didn't think so, but it's like, she would have won. I was like, I don't think so. But, to each his own, child.
But after reportedly billions of dollars have been stolen from taxpayers, by way of the state of Minnesota, Tim Walz says he will not seek a third term. What a remarkable 2 years in the national spotlight has been for him, Dana.
And Walz hit Trump in his announcement. He said Donald Trump and his allies in Washington, in St. Paul, and online want to make our state a colder, meaner place. They want to poison our people against each other by attacking our neighbors. And ultimately, they want to take away much of what makes Minnesota the best place in America to raise a family. Now, okay, what else has been happening in this last month? Well, you have the discovery that there has been incredible amounts of fraud. And I think 98% of the people arrested are Somalis who are immigrants there in the
That's racist, ma'am. You can't say that.
State that were taking COVID funds and basically and Medicaid funds and stealing them from the American people under his watch or his lack of watch. And now remember, Kamala Harris chooses him as the vice presidential choice, partly because he couldn't conceivably upstage her. She says in her book that she didn't want to go with Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, who because he was Jewish. She actually says this, okay?
Her husband is Jewish, ain't he? Ain't Dougie? Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Ain't Dougie a J? So what are we talking about? Wow. Cam, who read that book? Anybody here read Cam's book? I did not. I'm not purchasing that shit. Ain't nothing she could say in that book that I give one damn about.
And then she goes with Tim Walz, and he was a disaster from beginning to end. He also has a lot of confidence in himself, but I think that it was very clear to him after he had some discussions over the weekend that he would lose. He was a drag on the Democratic Party nationally. And the best thing that he could have done for the party, actually, and probably for him and his family, is to take this action today, which is to decide not to run for re-election.
So, wow, drugged, okay? Drugged.
I came to the conclusion.
So we got to talk about a few things with Tim Walz dropping out of his re-election bid for governor of Minnesota. I know he's saying that it's because he can't dedicate enough time to being governor with the attacks by MAGA. I think that you and we all know what kind of person he is. He's compassionate. He has empathy. He's got to think about his family. You've got Trump supporters that are driving by his house, hurling the R word like they are completely insane.
Hell, what is the R word but redact? What the hell is the R word?
Insane.
What the hell is
and
the
very
R word?
Dangerous. No insult to people who really are insane. You've got a state where MAGA has already unalived politicians. And sorry, I have to use that word. It's TikTok. He's got to think.
MAGA people, okay. MAGA people unalive somebody in Minnesota, y'all? Is that what happened?
About these things. But I want everybody to know what Tim Walz really did. He fell on the sword.
Oh.
You see, every single Republican that's going to be running for governor is going to be part of this bigger movement to take down and take over every blue state. Every blue state like Minnesota, whose economic output is some of the highest, whose standard of living is some of the highest, whose education is some of the highest. Standard of living, some of the highest. And Republicans want to take every.
How is it a high standard of living when there's so many people that are on benefits? Girl, what are we talking? Does no one? Are we the only ones listening? Are we the only ones listening? He just opened up 20 weeks just because that the state taxpayers got to pay for. Just because. Get a job. Well, look who it is. Shout out to EJ. You see, I got your shirt on, boo. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're awesome. For those that didn't see, it's Gooch Soup. You so crazy. Thank you so much, boo. He said Trump bad, but Tim Walz, screw you though. He said people come to Minnesota to retire. They giving away everything. There's so many people on benefits. There's so many people affected. They talking about billions lost. Like I said, it's either somebody there is helping them or there's the checks and balances are not in place. It's only one of those two things. There's someone in government helping them with all this fraud or their checks and balances suck. That is totally on Minnesota people. Ilyan, Tim Tom, Jeffrey Fry, or whatever the hell his name is, all of those people. They can blame whoever they want to. That's your state. That's your responsibility. Child, this is crazy. Frederick Howard, I appreciate you, boo, for being a member for 18 months. Shout out to all the channel members. I see you. I appreciate you. Shout out to everyone that is here. Please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Shout out to Frederick Howard with the super sticker. Thank you so much. Come on, girl. What else you got to say? Hurry up.
Blue state.
Oh, no, I'm not listening to 4 minutes, sir. Oh, that's on Nick.
This is amazing.
It says, so Tim Walz's political career just got ended by a YouTuber who he called a far right, a white supremacist, delusional conspiracy theorist, or was I just right? Bro learned his lesson. Oh, no. Oh, no. What is going on? Well, child, I'm a white supremacist, child, so welcome to the club. Thank you, EJ. He said, I'm glad that my merch got to you, Gooch Sue. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, it absolutely did. Thank you so much.
For us, America, we got the Tim Walz takedown. Who would have thought Nick Shirley with a freaking cell phone could have taken down a governor? I love this for us. More of this, please. More citizen journalism. We always sit and think we got to go quietly into the night, and there's nothing we can really do. You have a cell phone. And if you have the pure will, you can go out and do investigative journalism. I absolutely love this. I like to do stuff like this all the time. If we can take down these politicians one at a time, the dominoes will fall. There are so many governors and mayors in our country that don't just think that they want to put not America first. They want us to be last. They want to prioritize every country and every other citizen around the world over us. And if you're like me, I am done with it. So if you're with me, comment below what your...
All right, girl.
Bye-bye. Maybe that's what she's saying to her husband tonight. She's getting a lot of practice doing that wave. Her husband, Twisted Tim, is bailing out in his re-election bid after that multi-billion-dollar fraud scheme was allowed to happen under his watch. But instead of taking responsibility for it, of course, he did what children do. He blamed everyone else.
We've got Republicans here in the state legislature playing hide and seek with potential whistleblowers. We've got conspiracy theorist right-wing YouTubers breaking into our daycares, demanding access to our children. We've got the president.
They didn't even give us any information on the daycare or who broke in or did you arrest anybody.
This is amazing.
They just said they broke in to steal documentation. So the documentation never made it to Twitter because you know that's where it would go, right? So somebody broke into that filing cabinet, took them documents, and then they just went home. Child, that don't even make sense. If they were coming to just say that what they just said was true, and some right-winger, conservative Republican MAGA person broke in to steal the paperwork to prove that everything was wrong, why wouldn't they put it out? Why wouldn't they put it out? Ain't no paperwork. There is no paperwork. And why ain't it in the computer? And why ain't y'all giving it up? Oh, yeah, they don't know yet. My bad. They don't know yet. And that's the daycare. If the daycare is not giving information to the state because the state should be requiring it, because I've looked into opening a daycare before and I said, child, I ain't got time for all this mess. It's not worth it, right? So if they're not collecting it, it's on the state. It's on the state because you're not doing your job. Your people ain't doing their job. So you allowed for this to happen. Anyway, All right, that's enough of this. Moving on.
Tim Walz.
No, girl, no.
Happy Circle Back Day to all who were forced to celebrate today, i.e. return to work after the long holiday. A special shout out to Governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, who used today, Circle Back Day, to say, F this ish, I'm out. Y'all got it. Tim Walz is not running for re-election for a third term as the governor of Minnesota. This is likely all tied to this fraud stuff and this big narrative pushed by Republicans online. This came out the last few weeks. First time I actually heard about it was Dr. Amber over here. I follow Dr. Amber. They live in Minnesota. They were talking about what this race is going to look like, and they said this will be about fraud. So I'm watching that video. I said, or that live. And then the next day, boom, 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 all these videos about fraud with the daycares, fraud with the Somali immigrant population in Minnesota, all these different things.
Well, it started out with daycare. Now it's fraud with the Medicaid, and it's fraud with this. It's fraud with that. Fraud is here. Fraud is there. Fraud is every daggone where. And yeah, all of them need to be taken down, just like the people with the PPP loans, which they not done with that. Because I seen somebody say this is old news. It don't matter if it's old news. It's still going on. That's the problem. So people are still stealing, and people are still acting like they're not doing anything wrong. Just like they're still finding people from 2020 with regard to the PPP loans. So they should all just go, forget all about it. Let them go, child. Let them go. Yeah, that's how that works. Okay. Yeah. Some of y'all really are stupid with a capital STUPID.
It honestly wasn't true. So once the people said it wasn't true, I said, okay, I really did not pay a lot of attention to it. Then again, because I like listening to local content creators, Dr. Amber got on here and said, Tim gonna have to step down. He's gonna have to let somebody else run for governor. And lo and behold, Dr. Amber was correct. I will be on Dr. Amber's live. Well, I'll be listening at noon on the dot. I'll be present to hear. I like hearing from local people, which is part of why I push back when people have a lot of thoughts about our races here in Texas. You have to listen to local people. So anywho, Tim.
Yeah, you know, people don't like to listen to other people. They only like to listen to people that they agree with. And that's why you have idiots in the chat today, as like yesterday, who say dumb shit because they think that, oh, they know everything. You know everything. You got that. So I don't know who the hell Amy is, but these comments is saying Klobuchar has strong electoral numbers. Didn't she run before though? Didn't she like run for something before? And has won all her past elections by double digits. So she's a safe choice, but I want to see multiple candidates run into the primary. No, keep the same people. Just keep letting the same people come in and then think that anything is going to change. I have a feeling it's not. It says, I really like Tim Walz. This makes me so mad. Why are we mad? He should have stayed. He should have just stayed. Makes me sad. I pray Democrats have a strong person. Good luck to him. Keep using the same people over and over again. That'll work very well.
I too am sad about Tim Walz not running for a third term. I think he's the kind of politician we should all want, regardless of specific policies. He was calm and measured. He was a great communicator, a really good teacher by trade and temperament. He was a great leader. He is a great leader. Even in the face of our political assassination here, he still emanated calm and resolve and hopefulness.
Oh, that's good.
Even under personal attack or his children being attacked in the media, he was our governor.
Child, this white man sound like he about to cry, child. This is not how you normally act. Who responsible for this man? He is about to cry up here on this damn internet. He cute though, but he about to cry.
He was a leader. I saw him once at his son's volleyball game. I didn't know it was him for a second. He was just
crying
up against the wall.
Oh.
By himself, no one around.
Oh.
Just a dad cheering on his kid
That's
at
cool.
a game.
That's nice. That's nice.
And then he left.
That's how that worked.
He was someone who
This is
took his responsibility seriously and selflessly. I understand, and I understand the decision. But our better angels did not prevail here. I hope he finds the peace that he deserves. But I am going to miss him.
Oh.
I too am sad.
Okay. That's the end of that, child. I'm a little concerned. I mean, listen, you can have emotions. I don't have a problem with men crying, but not about Tim Walz, child. Not over Tim Walz. This is politics. You got to have a strong backbone. You got to be strong, just like you got to be strong to be up here on these social media streets, okay? You can't be sensitive. You can't be sensitive at all. So I hope he's okay. Cause he's cute. Child, where your wife at? She need to come get you. Where's your wife? She need to come get you. Nate J said, Beta. Clearly, he likes it in Minnesota. Shout out to that man. I'm not gonna give him a hard time. But this is a little strange. All over Timmy is what we call him. Thank you, Boo. Shout out to EJ. Thank you, Boo. He said Tampon Tim is gonna have to start selling Gucci. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye. I cannot. Figurini said, you mean husband. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. Moving on, child. Moving on.
Next time you're feeling like you have no direction, just remember that a YouTuber took down Tim Walz. Tim Walz, who had been governor of the state of Minnesota for a long time, decades, and also was about to be the vice president of the United States if
Child, when was he about to be the vice president, child?
he wasn't stopped, if him and Kamala were not stopped. And now he has been completely dismantled, taken down by a YouTuber. So remember that as inspiration, a YouTuber who with the camera and the truth went around and showed and exploit and shown the fraud and gave everybody all the information they needed. And unfortunately,
Gen Z, I can't take it.
Did you miss the part of Tim Walz's statement where he basically spells out that he knows something big is coming?
Girl,
You cannot.
Tim Walz has dropped out of the governor's race, and here are my three immediate thoughts.
This is amazing.
One, primary. You have to have a primary. You cannot unilaterally appoint someone. If we learned anything from 2024, just telling people who they have to vote for.
Listen, y'all act like you got some sense, regular smugglers. You know we got company here. 321 between all the channels that are going live. Please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. Cody Locks Productions. Thank you so much, hon. They said subscription earned. Oh, thank you so much. Shout out to all the new subscribers. I see you. I appreciate you. Listen, we don't take too much seriously around here. When I'm ranting, I'm serious. Other than that, everything is a freaking joke. Oh, this is crazy. Now, who's interested? Bueller? Anybody interested? Anybody interested in her? Bueller? Let me know. I'm here to hook everybody up. Okay? But let her talk about Tim Top. Gargoyle alert, child. Gargoyle alert.
Not giving them a choice in that decision is not going to end well. You have to have a primary. I don't care who runs in it. You have to have a primary. Second thought.
Thank you, Stevie.
Amy Klobuchar. I understand why you all think she is an attractive choice. She's not.
Attractive?
Especially if you unilaterally appoint her, she's not. Primary. Even if it's Amy Klobuchar, which my God on today, I hope it's not. You have to have a primary. My third thought, how quickly
say something nice, because she's got nice skin, y'all. Look at her head. It's nice and smooth and shiny and one solid color. Say something nice.
Shit changes. You think back to like July, August 2024 and who Tim Walz was
Nice.
nationally. And then look at January 2026 and who he is today. We all thought he was going to be vice president, and now he ain't even going to be governor. He also cannot run in 2028. This totally disqualifies him from running in 2028. Yeah, shit'll change up on you. Real quick, I also have a fourth thing. The two people who are feeling excited today are Angie Craig and Peggy Flanagan, because if Amy Klobuchar decides to run for governor, one of them would probably get appointed to that seat. So then you like make the Senate race becomes much, much easier for the two of them. So those two are sitting on pins and needles waiting to see what happens with Amy Klobuchar, because they could have a come up and not really have to do anything to get it. Tim Walz.
Well, any Minnesotans here, are you interested in Amy Klobuchar? Because clearly that's whose name has been coming out ever since yesterday. I don't know if she good or bad or indifferent. I don't know. I'm just saying. Mike Love. Judge Love to y'all. He said, I'll say something nice. She wears fat. Well, goodbye. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. Moving on. Shout out to Gargoyles, though.
Okay, you ready for my manifestation? You ready for my manifestation? Here we go. Breaking news. Just coming in. Governor out of Minnesota, Tim Walz has just been arrested, walked away in handcuffs, being indicted for corruption and collusion or stealing.
All right, so that's his prediction. Let's make sure we're not getting wrong information out there. That's his prediction. And I gotta be honest, I'm not saying that I disagree. And you know what they will say, right? That it's white supremacy, racism, blah, 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 blah. Watch. Nate does HVAC? Oh, Nate does HVAC. Thank you. He said Bob has 2 brain cells and they stay arguing. Who the hell is Bob? Who's Bob? Is Bob in the chat, y'all? All right. So he sounds like he a wrestler or something.
Or possibly involved in stealing billions upon billions of dollars from the beautiful people of Minnesota.
They're okay with it.
Currently, Tim Walz is now on a plane over to New York, over to the detention center in Brooklyn, and he's sharing a cell with that.
Okay, he's still telling the story, because I'm like, I don't think Timmy left. Okay.
So now that Tim Walz has officially announced that he is no longer running for 3rd term in Minnesota, that's really good news. But we have a bigger hurdle. They will be planting Amy Klobuchar as the next governor.
Sounds like it.
No doubt she'll win that DFL endorsement. There's no doubt that she will gain a lot of love from the DFL party.
DFL.
Okay? And they will be saying, oh, Tim Walz was a problem, which he was, but there's many others up there in the cities who are guilty, just as guilty as him, if not more.
Agreed.
In cases. Oh, Tim Walz is gone now. The fraud is going to stop. You know, he's the reason why all this
if the fraud was going to stop, then it would have stopped when the other 2 to 3 people, or however many there was, were already tried and convicted. But notice, it seems like it's gotten worse. They've turned back that Feed in the Family on, or whatever the hell it was called, back on. That's the last thing that should have happened. And then that one that was trying to get their license back to start getting more money, child, they was letting this mess go on and on and on, on and on and on. And until, I don't know if it's Nick. Everybody can say that it's Nick. I don't know. But I feel like people was just ignoring it. This doesn't matter. You don't know. Okay. We don't know them.
Crap was happening. Amy's going to fix it. No, she's not. I'm going to tell you that right now. She is the same person as Tim Walz. She's just a woman. I know some of you don't know what that is yet still, but I'm telling you right now, nothing's going to change with her, okay? Nothing. Remember last summer when Vance Belcher...
But you know what? They're already floating her name. Same old people, same old crap. She probably will end up getting it. This would be a good time to bring somebody new in. You never know. There could be a Somalian that will go and run. A Somalian might go and run. Maybe Jesse Fry or whatever his name is, the mayor, maybe he will run. Don't be surprised if a Somalian tries to run for governor, yeah.
Assassinated Melissa Hortman and her husband and shot Hoffman and his wife. Remember the rumblings? Supposedly, somebody by the name of Tim Walz asked him to do also Amy Klobuchar, but she just happened to not be home that night. And Amy was also with Melissa the night before, just hours before she was executed. And then, there's rumblings of Tim wanting to take.
What happened in Minnesota that I'm missing that they keep talking about? Anybody? No, give me a name so I can look it up. DFL down for life, West Side. I feel like that's what I want to say every time I hear that. Oh, I'm for DFL. Or it sounds like an internet service. Your DFL is working well? Oh, okay.
Also announced that he will not seek re-election to a third term. This comes after months of mounting pressure, including direct calls from Republican lawmakers for his resignation over what has now become the largest fraud scandal in state history. Federal prosecutors have alleged that potentially billions of dollars, yes, billions, in taxpayer funds meant for social services, childcare, Medicaid programs may have been stolen through widespread fraud, much of it tied to the programs under his administration's oversight. Let that sink in for a second, because this is the same Tim Walz who just over a year ago was a Democratic nominee for vice president. If Kamala Harris had won, he would have been a heartbeat away from the presidency. And yet here we are, his political future derailed by failures of oversight that allow massive abuse of public funds on his watch. Instead of taking responsibility, he's accused President Trump and his administration of politicizing the issue to make Minnesota a colder, more meaner place. He's even dismissed the independent journalist Nick Shirley as a delusional conspiracy theorist. This is a classic deflection. True leadership.
They don't know what deflection means, child. And no one takes accountability for anything that they do. So I know this is Wikipedia, child, but I don't know about this. Melissa Hortman, her name is Melissa Hortman, was an American politician and lawyer who served as the 61st Speaker of the Minnesota House of Reps, member of the DFL. She represented northern parts of the Twin Cities metropolitan area in the Minnesota House of Representatives from 2005 to 2025. So she's there a long time. House Minority Leader 2017 to 19. On June 14, 2025, Hortman and her husband were fatally SHOT'd in their home in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. But why? And their golden retriever, Gilbert, were SHOT'd and deleted at their home by a man impersonating an oppressor. Another lawmaker, John Hoffman, and his wife were SHOT'd earlier that night by the same man. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said that SHOTing appeared to be a politically motivated assassination and issued a proclamation that flags all state buildings be flown at half staff. The suspect in it was Vance Luther Bolter, a former 7-Eleven manager and evangelist preacher. Bolter was arrested on June 15th after a large-scale manhunt. Earlier on June 15th, Klobuchar called Hortman's deletion a politically motivated assassination and said that authorities believe Bolter was hiding somewhere in the Midwest and might still be in Minnesota. Bolter was apprehended in Sibley County after being spotted by a resident's trail camera and by drones. The capture of and charges against Bolter were announced at a press conference led by the DA. Wow. I don't remember this at all, y'all. That sucks. So it was politically motivated? All right. Melissa Hortman, child. I did not know. Rest in peace to that woman. This is crazy. This is too much.
It means owning problems and fixing them, not blaming those who expose them or the serious efforts underway to clean up the mess. And that's where the contrast couldn't be clearer. Under President Trump's leadership, just in 1 year, we've seen an unprecedented push to root out waste, fraud, and abuse across government programs. And thanks to the president, the FBI has stepped up in a major way, deploying more investigators into Minnesota to uncover this massive fraud. No previous administration has taken this kind of decisive action to protect taxpayer dollars and put America first. As someone who proudly supports President Trump and the America First agenda, I see this as a reminder of what's at stake. We need leaders who love this country, who prioritize the citizens and the American dream.
Where they at? Where are those leaders at, child? Y'all think Tim Tom hired that dude? Is that what you're saying? I don't remember covering it. I mean, I trust that I did, but what you're saying, but I don't even remember. Wow. Yo, are you kidding me, Timmy? But he's so sweet and he's so nice, and he went to his son's basketball game and left. What are we talking about? So Minnesotans can just forget anything then, huh? They just be like, it's okay. You don't know.
Hope Walz says MAGA targeted her father because he's everything Trump will never be. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz's daughter, Hope Walz, says relentless attacks from MAGA supporters pushed her father to step away from seeking re-election. Speaking on a podcast, Hope claimed the pressure intensified in recent months, with threats aimed at her and her brother, including a message saying she deserved to die. She says that's when her father began questioning what was best for both his family and the state. Hope also defended Walz amid mounting scrutiny over massive welfare fraud scandals in Minnesota, many tied to programs serving the Somali community. She argued the issue was exaggerated and politicized because of her father's national profile, calling him a martyr targeted by Trump and right-wing media. Walz now faces a House oversight hearing as federal investigators probe billions in alleged fraud.
Listen, you know, people need to calm the hell down for sure, for sure. We be joking, but y'all, no one deserves to be taken on up out of here, first of all, most importantly. People need to calm the hell down. Just because somebody don't agree with you don't mean that you got to be all enraged and acting all crazy, even though we see that happening more so than not, unfortunately. People need to calm the fuck down, okay? And understand that there's winners and there are losers, and you can't have both. So somebody got to lose, somebody got to win. And then what you do is you go back to the drawing board and you do better next time if you're the damn loser. You don't do this dumbass shit. You don't do this dumbass shit. Just like I said, people need to stop going to these daycares now at this point, because now at this point, in my opinion, it's like clout chasing. It's in the spotlight. Everybody knows what's going on. It's being looked at. There's nothing else left to do. So just going over there just for going over their sake and harassing those people is not necessary. What's his name? What is his name? Nick already did that. Copycatting. Stop copycatting and do your own thing. And leave them people alone, because the time will come one way or the other. And child, if it don't, then it don't. It's not that serious to be carrying on like this, but that's just my 2 cents. So that's what's going on with Timmy at this point. I'm sure there'll be more tomorrow, more bullshit. And if not, F it. It'll come soon enough. I want to move over to Ma'am Danby. I'm surprised he's not a DFLer at this point. You know, Ma'am Danby is in New Damn York. And he is supposed to make a wonderful life over there for New Yorkians. And they're supposed to get all the free stuff. And everything's supposed to be taken care of for them. Isn't that wonderful?
We like free stuff. So we came out here to get all this free stuff. But then the car saying, you can't get the free stuff. What? Because the people want to take it. And how y'all going to take some stuff that ain't even yours? It's free.
So I got my 2 baskets and took the bus or whatever.
Wait a damn minute.
We get down here, we get some free stuff.
We're already in a recession. Times are hard. Why not just let us get the items and invest and be okay? We are Black women. We care about our crown. Why not give back to the community and let us get the product? The tools, any other eviction.
Shout out to all of y'all. I see you. I appreciate you. Please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Alex Brooker, thank you so much, hon. I appreciate you. How very generous of you. He said you are smart. You are beautiful. Thank you. You are awesome. Thanks so much for being real. I try, y'all. I try. We try to use humor to try to be leering something around here. It used to be learning, now it's leering something. Okay. And we try to have fun. But yeah, so I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Shout out to everyone that has donated. Shout out to everyone that is here. Whichever chat you're in, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. What's going on IG? Let me see. A lot of people in and out. Shout out to y'all over here on Instagram. So let's see what's up with Ma'am Danby, who's going to make New York great again. All right. It says Ma'am Danby appointee in hot water after white families remark resurfaces. Oh no. Oh no.
As the Trump administration confronts socialism abroad, the ideology is thriving here at home, and especially in deep blue cities like New York and Seattle, where Democratic socialist mayors have recently taken office. Madeline Rivera is in Washington. She's got more. Hi, Maddie. Good morning.
Good morning, Dana. There's one director in particular in New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani's office who's been attracting criticism, and that's Sia Weaver. Mamdani recently appointed her to lead the revitalized office to protect tenants. Mamdani's office says she'll be an advocate for renters to make sure they have...
Oh, this is weird looking lady that was standing up there when we watched him talk about his speech the other day. Y'all remember? Look at these. Wow. Shout out to all the liberal women.
Proper living conditions, but she's raising a lot of eyebrows for controversial comments she's made in the past about private properties.
I think the reality is that for centuries we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good, and we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity will require that we think about it differently, and it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
Bitch, what? Hold on. What the hell is going on here? Hold on.
About private properties.
So you look like this, and you're gonna have the nerve to come out here and try to break bad, ma'am?
Of eyebrows for controversial comments she's made in the past about private properties.
I think the reality is that for centuries we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good, and we are going to...
It is an individualized good. My house don't belong to none of y'all, and none of y'all's houses belong to me. These people are crazy. What? Let me let that go. Come on, child.
And transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity will require...
A model of shared equity. I'm not trying to share no house with nobody except for the person that helps me pay this shit. Nobody else.
That we think about it differently, and it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
And those...
So white people and black people, let's just use them, have different relationships with property. So me here, do I use this house differently than the white people do? Let me see. I come through the front door. No, I come through the garage. I use the kitchen to fix food. I use the stove. I use the refrigerator. I use the bed to sleep at night. I use the second room right here for my office. What are we talking about? How are we any different? I don't get it. Oh yeah. That makes sense. Shout out to Ma'am Danby. So a lot of New York is non-white, I shall call it. So y'all think that that's boding well for y'all? Do y'all New Yorkers think that woman is boding well for y'all? All right, y'all. Good luck, New York. We'll be watching.
Those types of remarks not flying with a lot of people, including the Washington Post editorial board. They say, in part, Mamdani's opening move suggests the housing crisis will worsen under his leadership as he works to expand rent controls and prioritizes socialist platitudes over serious health.
Well, the people that is looking for him to do something, the people that voted for Ma'am Danby, in my opinion, are looking for him to do something for them, aren't people that, for the most part, probably own much. No shade. Shout out to the poors, though. Shout out to the poors. These are people that want free stuff. If you out here voting for this man because you want free stuff, this is not your issue, probably. Not that what she said was right. I think what she said was crazy. I don't care if she's racist or not. I don't give a damn about that, right? But I just want people to know that us that are homeowners, we own homes the same as you do, okay? Take care of the shit. Make sure the shit is good for resale value, and make sure you do the best for the community so that when the time comes, you do sell it for the most money that you possibly can. Plus, you don't want to live in squalor around crime, because when I say shit like I will call the oppressor, I'm going to call the oppressor, because that's what the hell I pay money for in taxes, and they're supposed to sit up here and do what the hell they're supposed to do for this damn community. I don't care what anybody says, right? So in New York, there's a lot of NYCHA, and a lot of people that's on NYCHA are basically, it's not Section 8, but it's basically a form of Section 8 because the state is taking care of y'all's asses, right? People want to live in New York so bad that they are willing to stay there. They're willing to put up with some of this bullshit. I understand. It's not easy to move. Understood. So you're going to tell me that you stay in some place in squalor with rats and roaches coming out of the ceiling, nothing getting repaired, elevators that don't work, and you live on the 35th floor. You're going to continue to stay there after 15 years and say that it's somebody else's fault. So now the resolve to that is to hire Ma'am Danby as the mayor, because he's going to help you out. Now, who in the hell, especially if you've been here, one of the regular smugglers, thinks that Ma'am Danby is going to do shit about NYCHA? All the problems that has. Remember all the people from they got arrested because they wasn't doing right? Fraud. Y'all remember that? Fraud and child, is fraud everywhere. But it's bad in New Damn York too. Minnesota is just the hot story right now, but we all know that there's fraud everywhere in every aspect of, first of all of government, but definitely on a local level, what these people are supposed to be doing for others, so that when people are going and electing people and you're electing them based off of stupid shit like she a single mom, she a woman, she Somali, she black, she white, for all these dumb reasons, instead of listening and seeing what the hell it is that they're supposed to do for you. So Ma'am Danby said, you know what? I just say I'm gonna give y'all all this free shit, a free bus, a free cab ride, child. If I'm not, I don't know if that's true. Free housing, free food, free childcare. How does that sound? You're an adult. Child, I'm not ranting about this today. Come on, child.
Housing policy. It's not just Weaver, though. You mentioned Seattle. There's been confusion in that city over whether police officers have been ordered to stop arresting people for open drug use. That's after the Seattle Police Officers Guild made this post.
Wait. What? Child, y'all allowed to be out in the open, DRUJ? Oh no, they can. They can do weed in public. They can do weed in public, if I'm not mistaken, in NYC. Anybody in the NYC can confirm or deny?
And rent controls and prioritizes socialist platitudes over serious housing policy. It's not just Weaver, though. You mentioned Seattle. There's been confusion in that city over whether police officers have been ordered to stop arresting people for open drug use.
Oh no, Seattle is the place where they got so many DRUG users and they're homeless and they out on the street that they're like taking over. We haven't covered Seattle in a long time. It's been like a year and a half. We might need to go back there. That sounds crazy.
That's after the Seattle Police Officers Guild made this post. You see it on your screen there, calling the decision horrifically dangerous and will cause more death. The city's new mayor...
The recent naive, ignorant political decision to not arrest offenders for open DRUG use in the city of Seattle is horrifically dangerous and will create more death and societal decay. It embodies an enormous flaw in those in our community who think that meeting people where they are, who are in the throes of addiction, is the correct path to lift them up. This is wrong and is commonly referred to as self-deletion empathy. Most cops know that the LEAD program supports this ideology and they don't want to refer cases. It is a waste of time. We've all seen how streets can be filled with death, decay, blight, and crime when ideology like this infects our city. Now with this resurrected insane direction, death, destruction, and more human suffering will be supercharged. I don't disagree. I wouldn't want to live there. No way. Shout out to Kensington. I ain't going there. I ain't going there in the day. I ain't going there at night. I'm not going there at all. There's just some places that you know not to go where you live at because of open air DRUG use. Child, people out there standing halfway up because they're in the throes of their highness or whatever the hell it is that you call it. Crazy.
They are calling the decision horrifically dangerous and will cause more death. The city's new mayor, Katie Wilson, says they have not enforced a policy change yet, but she has spoken about other ways to address drug hotspots, like diversion programs. Dana.
All right, Maddie. Hemmer's threatening to get a U-Haul, basically. This is what's happening during your story. Thank you so much.
I haven't booked it yet.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno.
Oh,
Catch me and my...
All right, I was expecting more. Shout out to Uncle Rick up in here. I see boo. I'm going to go over to Ma'am Danby over here looking at a place in New York City. It says, what Ma'am Danby's first housing orders mean for NYC tenants. This could be some good stuff. Come on, child.
Thank you for having us. Mayor Mamdani's first stop after inauguration.
Is her hair blue? Oh, no. Oh, Lord. I be trying to concentrate, y'all. I be trying to concentrate. And then people pop out with bald heads, gargoyles, blue hair.
Thank you for having us in your home. Mayor Mamdani's first stop after inauguration was a rent-regulated apartment building.
And this? Yes, it was that mold, and then the ceiling was that thin wall, and then they come and do some.
New Yorkers, I'm sorry to interrupt. My question is, was Ma'am Danby coming through looking at apartments prior to him becoming mayor? Was he coming through and checking for people's apartments and looking at what they look like before he became mayor? Or did everybody just vote for him off of what he said?
Everything rusty.
Mamdani chose to hold the event here in Prospect Lefferts Garden to sign executive orders on housing. The two orders would create task forces, one to study affordable housing development on city-owned land, and one on permitting and bureaucratic hurdles that make construction costly and slow.
We will also stand up for tenants, build new housing, and get New Yorkers into housing faster.
The applause from residents who belong to a group representing tenants of landlord Joel Wiener, CEO of Pinnacle Group. Pinnacle Group put this building and dozens others into bankruptcy and up for auction. New York One reached out to Pinnacle for comment. The city is a Pinnacle creditor in the bankruptcy, so Mamdani tasked his nominee to be the city's top lawyer, Steve Banks, to come up with a way to help tenants in the bankruptcy proceedings.
The city's interests are also bound up with the tenants' interests.
Mamdani also picked tenant organizer Sia Weaver to lead the revived mayor's office to protect tenants.
And I want to thank all the members of the Union of Pinnacle Tenants who came out today.
It's rot. There's old plaster. And it just really looks bad.
Melissa Hill showed New York One around her $2,100 a month, 2-bedroom apartment. And you've complained about this?
I have.
What was the response?
No response. They'll have someone come in and look at it, that's it.
For whichever entity becomes the new owner, Hill says she expects better.
This is not my standard of living, right? And I think I pay a lot of money for rent.
Meanwhile, Mamdani also addressed an executive order that revokes all orders that Mayor Eric Adams signed after September 26, 2024. The date is purposeful. Adams was indicted on federal corruption charges that day. The case was later dropped by the Trump Justice Department.
They are ones that time and time again come up against the interests of working class people.
In revoking Mayor Eric Adams' executive orders, Mamdani was asked about one in particular, the one that created the mayor's office to combat anti-Semitism. It was a big issue during the campaign. Mamdani said that is important to him and he would keep that office intact. In Brooklyn, Dan Rivoli, New York One.
Thank you for watching.
Okay, well, it sounds like that he wasn't coming around to look at nothing before he got elected. So now he's going to make this big old scene to go out here and act like he's looking at, oh my God. So y'all didn't even get nothing from him before you just went ahead and voted for him, it sounds like. He wasn't coming through to see nothing beforehand. And I promise you, let me tell y'all something. Let me promise you, you're not getting $2,100 from me for nothing living like that, especially in New Damn York. Ain't no way. But y'all, that's just me. Moving on, child. Moving on. ARP, shout out to A Righteous Perspective. He has a video out it's a little bit old. It's a month old, but it says buyer's remorse hits New York City hard. Voters turning on Ma'am Danby. Oh no. Oh, ready?
Remember this, middle class New Yorkers. Remember these excuses, okay? Because you're going to be hearing them a lot. Governor Hochul is not raising the taxes on the rich. It's Governor Hochul's fault. Trump, he's not sending federal funds. He want to starve New Yorkers. It's Trump's fault. I can't give you all of these socialist things. They're not taxing the rich. Remember those excuses, right? So middle class, I know we said we can go raise your taxes, but New Yorkers are starving. It's only 1 percentage point. It's only a percentage point. You know that boat that you saved for? You retired, you wanted to go fishing? We're gonna have to dip into that fund. You know, you wanted to send your kids to private schools so they didn't get indoctrinated by the woke bullshit. Your kids gonna have to go to public school, middle class. You know, I know you worked hard to give them a nice life away from the city, but we're gonna need some of that, okay, to pay for it, all right? Don't worry, it's only temporary. Temporary is their favorite word. It's only gonna be temporary, middle class. You know, once we get rid of Hochul and Trump, then we can tax the rich. But for now, you're gonna have to trust us, middle class. Trust us on this one. Trust me, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
You gonna trust a person that calling you bro? Somebody will. I don't think the problem is Hochul, and you see how they love bringing Trump's name into some shit that ain't got shit to do with him. This is New York. This is all now. Ma'am Danby wanted it. He got it. Now, maybe you could bring in Hochul, but then that shows me already. One, according to most of y'all, you said that Ma'am Danby wasn't coming around to look at no apartments, to talk to none of the people, to say, what's going on? What can I do? It's just he said, and y'all went ahead and voted for him. Cool. He said he's going to give you all this free stuff. Y'all went ahead and voted for him. Cool. Now, y'all done told me that the $3 for the bus, I believe, right, is more, but that was already in place before he got there. All right. So I would expect that he would change that within 6 months, right? Y'all be on the lookout, because we most certainly will, because he's supposed to give you free bus fare as well. Sounds like it went up, but y'all said he was supposed to give you free bus fare. Give him 6 months and see what happens. I'm sure he'll have it taken care of. I don't know what Donald Trump has to do with none of this, but you already know, always bring Donald Trump's name in to get people all riled up, right? this will end up being all y'all, which is typically Generation Z, young people, white people who voted that man in there. So when them complaints start coming in, and we will be glad to cover them, we're going to be like, child, we tried to tell y'all. We tried to tell y'all. But the lore of the word free, I don't understand how adults think that something is actually free. Like, what is free? Air, maybe? I don't even know if that's good enough to be free. Probably need to be paying for that. Anyway, what exactly is free? And why is it that you think that someone else is supposed to give you anything for free? Nothing is free. Nothing is free. Good luck to all the people in NYCHA. I'm sure they're about to come to the rescue. And so Jean Lay said before he was elected, he said if landlords didn't comply, he would take the property. How? How can, outside of eminent domain, he's going to eminent domain everything? All of New York City? Child, I just said 55 million one times. If the tenant is not doing what they're supposed to be doing, you can't just blame the landlord. You have to do what you have to do on your end as the tenant. Ma'am Dammy didn't say nothing about that, none of that, y'all, huh? I guess he just said he gonna take it, and y'all believed him. Poor New York, like Robert said.
This dude's absolutely right. What we do know about this is what's going on in New York. You know, the top 1% are already responsible for, almost 50% of the tax base. And the remainder of the taxes are basically received from middle class. What we do know is that you have the top folks, they're getting up out of there in droves. I'm gonna share this clip with you guys because there's a lot of people, they're already putting these homes for sale. They're looking for real estate in other states. It's already happening.
Now, somebody had said to me when they was talking to me one time in the last month or so that no one was going to leave. The rich people are not going to leave. The rich people have the ability to leave. The rest of these people don't, at least in a quick turnaround time. So y'all think they just going to sit there and be like, child, take all my money. It's all right. I don't think so. I don't think people work or do whatever it is that they do legally in order to obtain their money and just give it away to anyone else. I know a lot of people like to think that, Robin Hood or Peter Pan that robbed the rich and paid to the poor. That's just not how it works. That is a fantasy. That is not real. It just don't work that way. I'm just saying. Anyway.
And the lower middle class and the middle class, those are the people that's
poors. Fake poors. He's just not saying it like me. There's the poors. Shout out to the poors. The fake poors. Middle class. And then everybody else. The richity rich. Okay? Shout out to ARP for just saying it in a different way. He's saying the same thing.
Going to suffer because you're going to have some people that say, hey, I don't ever want to leave New York. And you're going to have some people that really can't afford to leave New York even though they want to.
Yep.
And those are going to be the people that pay the price.
Yep.
It's unfortunate, but let's continue down this rabbit hole here. Hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep going.
Some New Yorkers are thinking of packing up and getting out already. They call it the Mamdani migration. The New York Post is reporting that real estate agents are getting flooded with phone calls. Luxury real estate agent Ryan Serhant told the Post that his number one job will be moving people from New York to Florida again. And based on the results, clients are going to hold off on making any kind of investment in New York City.
I got to say this. If you are a New Yorker, you are planning to leave, please leave your politics in the city and state of New York. Don't go south with your foolishness. Don't do it.
Lydia Moynihan knows all about this. She's a financial correspondent at the Post and broke this story. Lydia, I had a bunch of my friends over the weekend when they saw this.
Because they said, Laura said, we ain't giving no money up. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all done gone somewhere. Alex, I appreciate you, hon. He said, come on, folks, support this lady. She is saving your future. She speaks the truth. You are too kind. Thank you so much, hon. I appreciate you. I definitely need y'all to hit the like button for me. Hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. We got 2 channels going. Actually, 3, 4, actually. Instagram, 2 on YouTube, and then 1 on, child, what the hell is it? Nicole, is she here? Reaper, what's the other channel? I don't even know. Something. Rumble or something. Twitch. Oh, it's Twitch. Okay. So hit the like button for me, subscribe. That would be amazing. Thank you also so much for hanging in there. I appreciate you.
This coming saying, oh my goodness, I wish I sold last year. This is a nightmare. How could this be happening? So is this Mamdani migration a real thing?
I think it is, and I hate to say that. Look, what's not surprising is it in the wake of him clinching that Democratic nomination that wealthy people, really anyone with sort of a vested interest in the city, was exploring options of where they could move. Florida, of course, is a well-trodden path at this point. But what's much more concerning is the fact—
don't go to the Caribbean—
that people are actually walking away from deals. So people who were either in process of signing and purchasing an apartment or, potentially buying something in the future, they're walking away. And so for the next 4 months, I think we're going to see a decrease in the investment in New York City. Anyone with a business is going to be a little hesitant. And of course, that's going to be amplified for 4 years.
Well, he has been elected. And businesses are either going to get up out of there. People who wanted to start businesses and people who wanted to invest in New York City, they are going to decide, at least over these next 4 years, that, hey, that's not a smart business move. It's just not intelligent as long as you have this guy in office.
They could go right up to Connecticut. They could go right on come down to Pennsylvania. Jersey is right there, even though, child, they just as high. It's the same difference. They could move to Jersey and still go to New York. Honestly, they could do the same thing with Connecticut too. It's not like they don't have options. I don't know why people think that these people won't leave.
And as long as you have people that support this particular individual, it's not something that folks aren't going to do.
Right.
They're just not going to do it. But the state of Tennessee, they said, hey, all the New Yorkers, up there, if your own businesses and you're looking for a place to invest, you want to move your business, we have a solid foundation. We have a low tax base for business owners and for corporations. And we have the workforce and the infrastructure ready to go. They let it be known like, hey, we'll take you.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee. In light of the recent election results, I thought it might be a good time to remind you that Tennessee is the best state in the country for doing business. If you are a New York City business owner and you don't like the direction your city has headed, I have a message for you that Tennessee is open for business. We have one of the strongest economies in the country. We have one of the lowest tax bases in the country. We have a workforce that is ready for any industry, a workforce that is ready to meet the needs of your company. And our Department of Economic and Community Development is ready to help you make a move right now. In fact, Tennessee is one of the most moved to states for families, for people, for companies from around the globe, because we believe that opportunity and security and freedom are important for everyone. We also believe in the power of law enforcement, by the way, and we understand that the men and women
gotta be a Republican state, gotta be,
who keep our families, keep our communities safe, need to be supported, and we do so in our state. I want you to know that if you're looking for an opportunity, you found one in the state of Tennessee. We are here. Our way of life, our music, our culture, our food, our hospitality, and our business-friendly environment might just be right for you. We are open for business.
Hey, this is what good leaderships look like. This is what good leadership looks like.
And that's what that's what we learned today. Proactive. That's what that means. That means you do something before something happens. You do it in advance, right? So he's being proactive and saying, child, I got options for y'all. This is what we got going on. Come open a business. Come down here. We have fun. We be partying. But I'm going to let y'all know we believe in the oppressor. He said, don't come down here with your bullshit. We still going to vote the way that we vote. We letting you know. If you can't handle it, stay your ass where you at. Stay your ass where you at. The rich people can go. Anybody who is in Tennessee? Anybody in here that's in Tennessee? Memphis, Tennessee, right? Nashville, Tennessee too? Okay. I've never even thought about going there. Maybe one of these days. Ain't that where Elvis is from, Tennessee? Let me see what else he got. Let's hear what this dude got to say. All right.
Here, shout out to him.
So now that Mamdani won New York City mayoral race, here's a question I got for you. Who do you think is moving to New York City? Who's actually moving? Not forget about the people that are moving out. 756,000 families are definitely thinking about moving out of New York City. No, who's moving to New York City?
Oh, yeah.
You may say nobody. You're wrong. A lot of people will. You know what type of people? Let's go through it together. You think job creators are moving to New York City? Probably not. You think investors are moving to New York City? Probably not. You think families who want safety for their kids and the criminals to be kept into prison are going to be going to New York City? No. You think people that are pro Second Amendment, safety, low taxes are going to be moving to New York City? No. But who will be moving to New York City? If you're a criminal, it's a great time to move to New York City. Think about it. He wants to let people out of prison. Guess what? I'm not telling you to move there, but it's a great policy. If you're somebody that doesn't want to work at all and you just want entitlement programs, this is a massive opportunity to move to New York City. Massive.
Or go to Minnesota. They got plenty going on over there.
Opportunity to move to New York City. If you're an illegal immigrant, are you kidding me? Like this is heaven for you. He will protect you. Move to New York City. He will protect you. He's for you. So I think New York City is about to have a net migration increase, not decrease. Everyone's thinking they're going to lose people. They're not going to lose people. It's about to increase. Let me tell you what type of people are going to move there. All of those people we just talked about. FYI, I'm Armenian and a Syrian. You know when Armenians left Iran or Lebanon or Armenia, where they moved to? Glendale. And we all moved because we felt safer there. You know what type of people are going to move to New York City? People who are democratic socialists, people who are Muslims. I would feel safe there if he's the mayor. And people who are wanting entitlement programs. This guy's been raised by a rich family. Mom made money, dad's made money, and entitled. It's kind of cool. So guess what? To all the criminals, those who want entitlement programs, and illegal immigrants, you officially have a great city to move to. It's called New York City.
Hey, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Thank you, Pat Bet David, for so eloquently explaining who's going to move to New York. And the crazy thing is, I've seen a few videos recently of people who packed their bags and said, "Yep, I'm moving to New York." Now, these aren't people that are going to be assets to society, right? These are people that are definitely going to be liabilities on society. I think the assets, the people, the investors, the people who own businesses, the people who work and pay their taxes and do the right things. I think there's a lot of those people are going to get up out of there. But just like the state of California had an influx of drug addicts and homeless individuals and illegal immigrants, I gotta agree with PBD. You're gonna get a lot of those people that say, "Hey, New York City is open for business if you are interested in these things." I think he's absolutely right, man. He is absolutely right. Goodness gracious. Wow.
To those of you in New York who decided to purposely destroy a beautiful city, all I gotta say is welcome to London. We all know what happened when you allow people who are not from a specific country come into the country and not assimilate. We all know what happens. They take over and they decide to push their shitty agenda to others. New York was a beautiful city. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. But I don't know if that's going to be true given who they just elected. And please stop saying that you guys won this thing fair and square, because we all know Democrats only take the road of least resistance, kind of like water. So if they have an opportunity to cheat.
Does Stephen A. Smith have a son? Because that's who he's reminding me of right now.
They're going to take that road. Let's not forget, Democrats are only profiting off of the return on investment after 4 years of bad policies by none other than Joe Biden. We're going to act like he didn't allow the border to be open for new voters to come in? Come on. That's what this is about.
Yeah, his brother's absolutely.
You can't say that about Joe Biden. He's here for everybody.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
That dude don't know what he's talking about. He be lying. That's Stephen A. Smith's illegitimate son, allegedly. That's what I heard anyway.
Let me know in the comment section. Yeah, it's bad when fire chief resigns and first responders and EMT specialists, they're getting up out of there as well. Yeah, it's not a good look.
New York City first.
Like she in the jail that they sent Martha Stewart to.
First responders are now responding to the win of Zohran Mamdani as the New York City fire chief has announced that he's going to be resigning. In Houston, Texas, they're attempting to recruit NYPD officers. They're saying, NYPD officers, if you're disgusted with the win of Zohran Mamdani, come join us. Many people living inside.
I did not know this was going on. They trying to get the cream of the crop, child. They said, child, we got options for you.
New York City are actually fearing the NYPD will be heading out of New York City. One NYPD officer said, "Why should we live in a city where the mayor and the people who elected this mayor openly hate the NYPD?" Then he said, "It's cool though. When bad things happen in New York City, let them bring the social workers in and let's see how that works out." Then he says, "Remember, elections have consequences." Yes,
New York City was definitely a defund the police city.
Elections have consequences. We all know that Zohran Mamdani has said over and over again that he wants to defund the police. He wants to disarm the police. He's even been seen in protest yelling at police. And this is who they elected to be the mayor.
The mayor is supposed to work with the police. So how the hell are you coming in from the gate talking about basically F the police? And y'all vote, not y'all. And y'all voted for this dude. Okay, child. Because they like free stuff.
Of New York City. Are NYPD officers going to be fleeing out of New York City, heading to Houston, Texas?
Well, there's also been a word from Ron DeSantis as well that, hey, they'll take those people down there in Florida as well. It's going to be interesting up there in New York. I haven't been up there. It's been, at this point now, I guess maybe 2 years since I've gone up there. And the last time I was up there, it was bad. I can only imagine what it's going to be like over the next 2 to 3 years. If this dude really implements the policies that he would like to implement. Holy smokes. My wife has flat out told me I never want to go back up there again. And I'm in agreement, with her on that. It's not a city that I ever want to visit again. And it was one of those places, man, that I would, travel up to pretty frequently. But, my last experience there, man, it just really put a bad taste in my mouth. It was just not good. It wasn't fun. And yeah, and the people that she's talking about, the people that this young lady right here is talking about, the folks who, voted this dude in, yeah, this next lady.
The people that voted him in, because we saw the stats, shout out to CGA, were Generation freaking Z. The laziest generation, if you hear, tighten it up. The laziest generation to ever be born are the ones that voted that man in. They came out. They came out. ABCDs, y'all already know. They want the free stuff. They want to be able to do what they want to do. They want to be able to just lounge around, just be influencers, don't do anything. Somebody else takes care of it. They want to live, y'all, like people, like we lived during the pandemic. These people want to live like we lived during the pandemic. But the part that they missed, maybe because they were children at the time, I don't know, is the part where the laws and the rules was saying, you ain't got to pay, but later on you got to pay. You gonna have to pay. You ain't got to pay now, but you gonna have to pay. And then it was time to pay. It was like, oh, no, that's not fair. It's a racist, or it's not fair, or it's this, it's that, it's somebody else's fault. No, it's your fault because you didn't read the rules, but you were certainly taking that money. You were certainly taking that extra. You were certainly taking that unemployment. You was taking that max unemployment and that $600 on top of it for a weekly basis, and you wouldn't pay rent. You wouldn't pay the electric bill. Electric bill wasn't giving you no fees, no late fees, no interest fees, no type of fees, but it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you ain't taking in none of that money to pay that shit off, but you was allowing Amazon to be this huger, and yes, I said huger, corporation than what it was before. Now y'all mad at all the money that Bezos has. Y'all did that shit. Y'all know damn well you had daggone Amazon in your neighborhoods like they freaking lived there. Y'all know damn well y'all had Amazon coming through y'all's neighborhoods like they lived there. Amazon people that was doing deliveries during the pandemic had to be making hand over effing fists. Y'all know any here? They had to be making hand over fist. They should be rich. All the stuff that was being bought. All the stuff, all the deliveries that had to be made, child, you couldn't listen for, you knew that it was a freaking delivery truck from Amazon. I'm telling you. And those people just thought that's what it was supposed to be, child. You could sit up here, you could watch TV all day, you could watch Quarantine Radio, you could watch whoever was, that's why all these podcasts got big. That's why OF got big. And that's why those whores were mad when they was acting like that they was going to take OF away. Everybody had money. Everybody thought they was rich. Everybody thought they was living I'm living my best life. And they wasn't trying to go back and forth with nobody until they got bored. Bored in the house and they in the house bored. Bored in the house and they in the house bored. And so y'all thought y'all was going to go back outside and still get everything that you got because you was inside. No thinking at all. And they don't like that. They like living where someone else gives them all the money that they want and they go do what they want. These are the same people that be on TikTok where they made TikTok so famous, and they made it be what it is now. Because it was supposed to be for kids, y'all. Don't forget that TikTok was supposed to be for kids. All these biatches, for the most part, took that shit over, thought they was making hand over fist, and had no point in thinking about the future, only the right fucking now. You think they were saving money? Nope. We watched them evictions. Shout out to us. We watched them people getting evicted. Remember that dude's like, oh, I know they got like several TVs in there because all they do is buy stuff. Amazon is here several times a day. Now y'all want to talk about corporations are the problem. No, y'all are the problem because you can't stop spending money and you don't want to work. So when Mandambi comes through and he knows, because I'm assuming he's young, y'all. I don't know how old he is. I'm assuming he's younger. I'm not saying he's like 20, but he's younger. He was like, oh, these lazy bunch of, in my first child, I'll get them to come out, child. I'll get them to come out. We gonna get you out there for free. You got kids, single moms? Free. You need a ride? Free. You need a place to live? You gonna stay there? I'll pay for it. Free. Let's see how much of that they really, really get. If he don't change that damn bus fare within 6 months, y'all ain't getting shit.
The worst in New York City, women aged 18 to 29, 84% of them voted for Zohran Mamdani. I guarantee you most of them could not tell you why. Besides...
Oh no, they're gonna tell you why. Free. Oh, she about to say it. Let me go back. Let's hear her from the beginning. Come on. What? Woman?
Listen to this.
White, liberal women with a savior complex.
Oh, hell no! The worst. The worst. Can't stand them. Can't stand them. White liberal women are the worst. The worst.
It tells you exactly who they are. Listen to this.
White liberal women with a savior complex are the worst in New York City. Women aged 18 to 29, 84%.
Oh, 18 to 29. Z.
Of them voted for Zohran Mamdani. I guarantee you most of them could not tell you why. Besides, something about empathy towards migrants. The same migrants that want to implement Sharia law, which takes away women's rights. The irony of this is women aged 18 to 29 are probably likely the target demographic for men. So they are voting to make their city less safe for themselves when they are getting stalked or harassed or or worse by a mentally ill homeless person. A social worker will show up, an unarmed social worker with no training, because Zohran Mamdani wants to defund the police. They want to protect the illegals in our country and make New York City a sanctuary city because Orange Man bad. But what they don't understand is that idea that there is a hierarchy to civilization, that the rest of the world is so bad we have to open our borders for other people to come in because their lives are worse outside of the country. That's an acknowledgement that there is, in fact, a hierarchy to civilizations, that there is a better way of thought, which obviously America has, because we were built on capitalism. Another thing that Zohran.
Capitalism, another thing that they hate. Absolutely. Oh my God. Capitalism. But these are the whores on OF.
Because we were built on capitalism. Another thing that Zohran does not believe in. These white liberal women have this like guilt because I think when you perform better than the rest of the world or you see inequalities, you have a guilt about it. And you feel like you want to share your privilege. It's a natural thing. Unfortunately, people take advantage of that kindness, of that empathy. It is suicidal empathy, because what they're now making room for is an ideology and a religion who believes that women have half of a brain, who believes women should not have equal rights to men. Conservative women need to start speaking up and questioning these liberal women as to why they hold the ideas that they do. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it's necessary for the survival of our future.
Wow.
No, I disagree about the part about the capitalism, because they do believe in it when they're being social media influencers. Because I'm telling you, these people think they're doing strides for society by being on TikTok and OF and even IG. They think that that's a business. That's why they out here talking about, I got a business. You're a whore. Please stop this. I mean, whoredom been around for the longest time, but because that new girl that went out there and became a whore on her birthday at 18 and made some millions amount of dollars in one night, all these bitches think that that's what they can do. That's why they be like, they don't need a man. I don't want a man. I don't need a man. I don't want a man. I don't need a man, and treat y'all like shit. Shout out to the crusty dusties and musties. Child, we already know what this is. But yeah, liberal white women, stay away from me, because y'all crazy. Y'all think you helping, you're not helping. You're hindering, you're hurting, and you don't know what you're talking about, especially when it comes to Black people. So please shut the fuck up. I don't need you telling Ivan Bates, a Black man, what he needs to do with regard to Black kids. Take care of them white kids and leave us the fuck alone. I'm just saying. I don't care. I said that. I meant that. Because just like she said, they swear they helping, and they helping to make fuck shit up. They helping to fuck shit up worser and worser. And yes, I said worser. But y'all, anyway, that's the end of that, y'all. All right. So if y'all are hanging in there, because I'm done with politics for the day, hang on in there. And if not, salute to y'all. Thank you for hanging in there as long as you did. Now, there's no business like whole business. That's a good one. Now I'm moving on to the CGA that I couldn't get to yesterday. Okay. So that's where we going for those that want to hang and hear what he had to say. So shout out to Coach Greg Adams. He is back from his 3-week trip through Asia, I believe that's what it was, right? He was hanging out with all the women's over there, child, having a good old time. I didn't even know if he was coming back, honestly. But he had some words to say. Well, he thought this is how this started. When he was over in Asia, Anton made a video about passport bros. I forget. Passport bros ain't ish. They need to grow up. They're ex-traffickers, something like that, right? And so all his people was sending him the video or whatever, saying he's talking about you, like he's low-key talking about you. Now, I personally think that he was talking about Floyd, Floyd Wallace motherfucking Jr. Y'all, for those that know, you know. I believe that's what Anton was directing that to. And from what we learned earlier, maybe some other people that he already had issues with. You know what I'm saying? It was not about CGA. I don't even know if he knew he was away. I don't even know if he knew he was away. So he covered it though. And that's how we got here. CGA, I'm sure. I didn't know he was coming back, honestly. I didn't think he was coming back. He said passport bros aren't cool. Well, I say that some of them are. You know, I got issue with a few of them that can't seem to calm the hell down and acting like biatches. You know, I done already called them out. And if I need to again, but they haven't been over here since I put my video out to let them know that I'm not putting up with their shit. So I let it lie for now. But this I can't let go. I can't let go. Oh yeah, he's very short. Shout out to Kofa for getting me a picture because his muscles are amazing. Okay, I love CGA and he listens. Shout out to you if you're ear hustling boo. So Kofa got me a picture of him live in real life. So shout out to Kofa for doing that for me. But let's hear what he has to say and determine and let him know that I don't think Anton was coming for you in particular. That's all I'm saying. I be trying to calm the beefs down, y'all. We don't want no beef. We can all live. Let's all live, okay?
Phoenician. All right, I
knew it would do that.
Every man knows this.
Hold on.
Especially.
Hold on. Let me see if the timestamps are in here. Hold on, because it started it all over. Oh, good, it does. Here we go. Was Anton Daniels sneak distance CGA traveling to Asia?
We got another segment here, and then let me see if I can pull up that video with Anton Daniels with his thumbnail. Okay, let me see here. We got it here. Let's see if I can go to his channel. He's got several channels. Shout out to Kaylin. Kaylin says monogamy doesn't really help either, or an intermediary or a person that gives you access to sex outside of your wife when she fails to perform her duties. So you can even up the ante there. She might even,
child, viewer discretion is advised. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. Viewer discretion is advised, child.
And look the other way. She might even engage in her own salacious type of activities outside of your range or realm. So I believe as a person, I'm a person that believes that traditional relationships and marriages are probably the best for society. Andrew Wilson kept bringing that point up. However, if you look at the way things need to work and where the relationships fall apart, it is falling apart economically, and the fact that women cannot do it all by themselves. They often need other women to help them raise kids in a house. You need other women. J-Lo says women are the prize because they can do these things, but often need other women to assist them to complete the process. Or
why the hell does J-Lo need help with anything? She's a millionaire. Girl, shut up.
If you don't have the economics, they need the husband to chip in to complete the process. How are you the prize in that case? Let me not get ahead of myself. Okay. Anyway, Chris says, welcome back, coach. We missed you, Paul. That's the only way to keep your sanity. That's for sure. All right. That's the only way to keep your sanity. But yeah, I think we have great expectations for human beings. I think human beings are fallible. I think they're goofy. I think most human beings are ignorant severely. So I don't put much trust and faith long-term with human beings. I don't care if it's man or woman, but I typically, almost 100%, pretty much 100% are going to deal with a woman romantically. So I don't put much faith in women holding up their end of the bargain because they just can't do it. I don't think they're built for it. They don't handle stress well. They don't make decisions well when they are with information or without information. So in my position, I don't put my trust and faith in that. Even a woman that is somewhat supportive, a Gucci man wife type of woman, it's hard for her to make decisions by herself. All right. And so she's always going to need a powwow, a group meeting. She's always going to need to run it by you. What women are great at and what young men are great at, they're good at making decisions after the information is presented. Okay. So after the fact, 2020 vision, young men, you're great at this too. Once you see the results, you're good at making decisions that, I would have chose to do this. Well, that's obvious.
After.
Well, the decision's already made. The situation's already happened. What do you do now? Everybody can know what to do after the fact. Right. Hindsight is 2020. But when you're having to make decisions right in the present, typically young men and women of all ages fall right here. This is where you fail in life. This is where loser men fail in life. You'll watch a person work for 5 and 10 years and they'll start seeing the results, right? They'll sow what they reap. They'll reap what they sow. They'll put in the work and then you'll say it was lucky. Meanwhile, you didn't did shit with your life, and now you got the same result. Shout out to Brandon. Welcome back, coach. Thank you for the education lesson and the streams of excellence. He says, you become as constant as time. I'm here with you in your, I'm here with you guys in your walk through life. I'm almost the complete total package, which means in effect, when people find me now, I rub them the wrong way. And men who
actually, you know what? This actually is going to be the part where he talks about how people come for him basically and act like he just got lucky with all of his successes. And anybody that's been following him for longer than me, which has only been about 3 years or so, said that he used to be homeless, sleeping in his car, and he didn't have anything. He got his wife divorced him and took the kids. Like, he'd been through a lot, and he's now taking a 3-week vacation and was in Asia and can take the time to do that and handle all of his ish. He's got plenty going on, and people want to act like it just fell into his lap, which that's what people do. Which he's similar to Anton from this perspective. You know what I mean? Because Anton has definitely come up in the last 2 years. I'm not saying that he didn't have money before, but he's definitely come up even more in the last 2 years, just like Coach Greg Adams has as well. So they made that shit happen because he's going to say, like many of y'all always say, ain't nobody going to help men. They're going to have to figure it out for themselves.
are seen as successful and have everything, all the trappings in life, it's hard for me to sell the struggle. But the people that have walked with me and see me go through the struggle and through the fire, you know what you're looking at right now. You're like, this guy went through this and got here. Mm-hmm. That's motivation. But many people find me now with a G-Wagon and a Porsche, and they're like, who is this fucking guy? He got lucky. The only way he's successful because he's on YouTube. He's never had problems in his life. He's Uncle Tom, and he's a sellout. Cool. But you didn't see me go through the fire of the struggle. This is why I can't build an audience now, because I'm out here talking shit. Even to the people who struggle, I was like, I struggle too. Fuck you. Yeah. I had to make decisions. I had to sacrifice things. I had to not go out. I had to not party. You want to party and live and then still win. I'm like, I didn't do all that.
That's definitely Generation Z. And that's the other thing when we be watching these people with their TikToks and then people come through talking about, you shouldn't talk about them. No, they should keep their business to themselves. You want someone to talk about you, or you would leave that shit to your damn self. Nah, you just want someone to say, oh, no, fuck you. You are an adult, which makes this shit going on in Minnesota and New York City and all these other places half damn crazy, sitting up here think that you're ever going to go anywhere when you're dependent on someone else to give you shit for free. But child, all these people know everything. They got all the answers. Cool. When you get up on this internet, because you will, and you whining and complaining, and we talking about your ass, shut the hell up. Because we all got issues and we all got problems. We all just don't voice it all. See, people don't think that far ahead. They just think, oh, you're this and you're that, because he's talking just like me. Oh, you think you're this, you think you're that. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I live in the same economy as you do. I just don't come out here and complain about it. I adjust. I make changes. Because, Lauren, this is what I'm saying. Generation Z thinks that life is supposed to be happy. Many women think that life is just supposed to be roses all the time. Happiness all the time. Which is why the divorce rate is so high. Because as soon as there's strife, they leave. That's not how it works. You should be trying to work it out. I'm not talking about knocking your head between the washer and the dryer. I'm just talking about somebody left their socks on the floor and you don't like it. They left the toilet seat up and you fell in. I'm just using those lighthearted things, for example. People were getting divorced over the fact that somebody voted for Trump as opposed to voting for Cam. The wife goes and divorces him. That's ridiculous. That's crazy ass ridiculous. You're not going to tell me what to do when it comes to who I vote for. That's why there's a curtain. First of all, I don't have to tell you. And second of all, I can vote for whoever I want because we're free to do that shit around here. You know what I'm saying? But we all have seen that for the most part, Democrats don't believe that. That's why they villainize everybody like they're doing with Nicki Minaj, which is crazy to say you're trying to deport her. Child, y'all done already gave her all the money. Let that woman be. You weren't outraged when she married a lowmester. You weren't outraged when she supported a lowmester, her brother. You outraged because she went and talked to Erica Kirk. That's crazy. That woman can talk to whoever the hell it is that she wants to. Don't support her if you don't like it. But all this, now there's a petition to get her deported. Y'all sound crazy. Anybody signing that, if you hear, you crazy.
Right? I sacrificed that. So now I'm living that now. I'm making up for lost time because I've built myself up to a certain position where I can afford to do it and I have no problems. And I can afford to be with your daughters and your nieces and your cousins and them. And I can go have fun across the 7 seas. So now you're looking at a complete package. So it's hard to sell that. Now he grifted. Dudes will call me a grifter. Meanwhile, I done made all these layers. I've given you the blueprint of life and gave you all the motherfucking layers and laid it down right in front of your face. But you think I'm not supposed to win. I showed you how to do this shit. And I showed you in real time. You know, I was having that conversation with the guy on the money mindset. He was trying to do the whole thing and then sell the package afterwards. I was like, nobody's gonna buy the result. Nobody's gonna look at you. They want to see you go through the fire. They want to see how you build it up. They don't want to see that you did it. Once they know you did it, they're like, okay, that's the end of the story. They want to go through it with you. They want to see you lay it down. Okay. They want to see how you make the sacrifices, what you did, and then they want to see if you actually gonna win at the end of it. And they'll stick around for years watching you. And then they fucking watch you win, and some men will cheer you on and be like, damn, he made it, I'm ready to do it. And some men will be like, I can't believe this nigga end up winning. I was rooting against him the whole fucking time. I hate this nigga. You're seeing it now. All right, men that never moved the needle, they doubted my strategies, they said it wasn't gonna work, and now it's working, and them motherfuckers is either hating, mad, or they quiet. It's hard for them to understand that you have to make sacrifices and risk and take risks and go through trauma. You guys watch me 100% go through a legal lawsuit. Have you ever watched a guy in real time go through a lawsuit over 2 years? You guys watch me do it live. You watch process servers ringing my doorbell, calling my phone. You see me go to court hearings. You've seen the lawsuits, me hiring lawyers, me saying, I just paid my lawyer $10,000 today. Who remembers that? Y'all sending me donations and I'm like, yep, I had to pay my lawyer 10 grand. Like, y'all saw this shit in real time, but I had it easy. It wasn't rough for me. You saw me demonetized 14 times in real time. Come back the next day like nothing happened. All right, it is what it is. Fuck it. You watch one.
That is a lot of a difference for a lot. Okay, not all. A lot of difference between women and men. They got to keep going. I just be on the internet complaining, saying, begging, beg talk, it's not fair, and Generation Z grandmoms or Generation X grandmas won't help me watch my kids while I go party in Miami. Saying dumb shit like that. No, you had those kids. You take care of them. I'm not watching your kids so you could go party. It's not even like these dummies say to go to work so they could go party for the weekend. That is so freaking selfish. You had those kids, make them your priority and take care of them. No. Who you so old? I am. And I've already raised kids, okay? So I got no empathy for none of y'all. And your parents don't want to watch your crumb snatchers, because if they wanted to watch crumb snatchers, they would have had more. You were enough. You take care. Go find that person you had that kid with. Have them help you. Y'all know that's you can't say that. That's worse than saying Donald Trump to saying go talk to the person you had the kid with. That's crazy talk today. These people are crazy. Everybody's supposed to give them everything. Y'all give me a break. That's what I need.
One channel get demonetized. Another channel. You guys are watching it in real time, but I got lucky. It was easy for me. Man, and I didn't quit. I said, fuck it. There's a way. And I found out a way. Okay, I'll just do this and find a way to monetize over here. Let me do this. Let me build a brand. Let me become a character. Let me just watch me adjust. Most of y'all would have crumbled to your fucking knees.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm supposed to feel bad for you because you a piece of shit, loser ass nigga that's hating on a nigga that won and figured it out. I ain't gonna feel sorry for you. Fuck that. When you realize as a man, I'm gonna tell you this. And you saw me up here on the 50 Cent podcast and like, damn, this nigga came from nowhere. I want to tell you something. Every man knows this, especially when you're over 40. Nobody's coming to save you. Gentlemen, it's only you. Nobody's gonna feel sorry for you. Nobody's gonna hear your excuses. Nobody's giving you any money. Nobody's going to drop 10,000 on your head. It's only you out here. I've known this because I've been a father and so forth and so on. If I gave up my kids, it would have been over. If I gave up on my wife and my kid, it would have been over. I can't do this. It ain't fair. Nobody was coming to save me, and you know, it is what it is. I had to work for what I got. It is what it is. So I had to say, well, when I start celebrating, it's only going to be about me. When I turn 50, I'm going to put on a celebration of my years, and it's only going to be me, and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not. Okay, but women can give up. Kids can give up. Young men can give up and have people feel sorry for them. Men, you cannot afford to do it. You can't go to shelters. You can't go qualify for welfare and Section 8 and all of that shit. Nobody gives a fuck. So you got to go take the motherfucking by storm or crumble and fall and burn the fuck out. Those are your choices. And I'm demonstrating that on a daily basis. Because nobody gonna give a fuck about a man over 40 that ain't got his shit together, or that fell down, or got bankrupt, or got divorced. Trust me, nobody gives a fuck. And you think people gonna give a fuck? You're gonna be shocked out here when your wife divorces your ass and you're 58 and you're gonna be on your ass. Nobody gonna give a rat's ass. They're gonna be like, who cares, nigga? Pick up the pieces and dust it off and pay that woman her money. Anthony Bobo. How did you like Japan? In my opinion, Japanese girls really know how to succeed.
Oh, Lord.
The one thing I learned about Japanese women, that she was doing the...
All right.
Get that out of my head. I was like, I need this, baby.
Oh, my God.
Shit, hold on.
The passport. Do you have?
So when you get to that point, when you are appearing there, people then say, oh, you're just tricking on poor women. But nobody said that when I was in England. When I was in London, the pound was killing me in a variety of ways. So when it comes to this travel idea, and I want American people to know, the passport bros have yet to make a significant impact. I know we had some legal issues up here and there. They have yet to make a significant impact on travel. Even in these other places, even in the Philippines. When you're there, there's not many Black Americans. When I was in Japan, if you seen a Black American, they didn't even talk to you. They did not even have a stop to have a conversation. They didn't even look your way. They didn't even give you a what's up. It is not that many Black American men traveling. Not that big of a deal. So when people keep making it that big of a deal, I'm like,
they're going to the same places. Where they going? Colombia, Brazil. Where was what's his name at? Oh, he was in Brazil. And where else? Medellin. Where else? I forgot. All the same place. Oh, Thailand and Bali.
I don't know what you're worried about. You're worried about the wrong thing. It's not that great of numbers. There's more Indian niggas traveling than there are Black men. There are more Indian niggas than begin with. But Indians, Russians, even in Pattaya, which you guys consider and maybe picture it just being a sex show, which it is. A lot of families were there. A lot of families, a lot of people from European countries, husbands, wives, families with young daughters, older daughters. It was very much a family vacation in the trip, even though it was a goddamn sexcapade everywhere, left and right. And a lot of fathers were walking down the street with their daughters, showing them what was going on. And it's mostly families in Pattaya. It's not, and that little strip that you see at Soy 6 is a small part of Pattaya. It's a very small part, but it is a part of it. It is a reason why people travel there. And them Indian niggas, them piss me off. With that being said, a lot of people get views on this passport thing, kind of scaring men into travel from the traveling, or what they would consider traveling for sexual purposes. Okay, which does go into the conversation. Anton Daniels has been talking about a lot. It's on his mind. Minister Jap continues to make content about it, even though it's a small fraction of men that do this. Not even 45% of men have their passports at all in the United States, let alone Black men. All right, I would roughly say it's not even 10% of Black men that even have a passport in their possession. But what happens is men create this scarcity wherein we find that women have a model of selecting men, but it is the men that create the scarcity amongst the other men. The Andrew Wilson thing, okay, where he has the wife that has children by multiple men. Men then say, don't date single mothers.
Y'all know damn well y'all say that. That's y'all. Yes, y'all. Don't date single mothers. You know, you can't. Y'all supposed to be SYCBMing it up. We haven't talked about that in a while. Let me get back to that. Y'all supposed to be SYCBMing it up, and you're not doing it. That's why you got these women out here. They don't know what to do. Shout out to LC. We'll see you next time. You don't know what to do. You're supposed to go ahead. Yeah, stand up and take these women. No, it's SYCBM. See, y'all be messing around. You hear what Coach is saying. Andrew, whatever his name is, Wilson, talking about no single mothers and then married one. Y'all just be lying.
That creates scarcity, because then you look at the Black community and say, well, a lot of the women have children by the time they're 30. Now you have to say, well, if we're going no single mothers, then that knocks out a lot of women out of mate selection. That creates scarcity. Then the next thing we'll say something like is interracial relationships. Okay. Don't date someone that is not your race. So you're trying to date. Okay, I'm not going to date a single mother, but I met this woman she's a Filipina, or she's white, or she's Latina.
Me personally, Lawrence, I think he's saying do whatever the hell it is that you can afford to do and make yourself happy instead of listening to other people. That's what I took out of it. He's addressing Anton allegedly only because he thinks that Anton made the video about him. And I really don't think, I'm positive that's not who the video was about. I think Anton made a video similar to why I made the additional video, because they were talking about when we're using the name Passport Bro in the title, that we was talking about them. I'm only talking about you if you think I'm talking about you. So it sounds like you might be feeling guilty, because I'm talking about whoever the hell it is I'm talking about. Don't use the name Passport Bro. I'm sorry, did you get that name copywritten somewhere? Because if you didn't, then I'm thinking you need to shut the fuck up, because you control nothing over here. So that, not you, Boo, but I'm just saying that's what I think that he was addressing here, in my opinion.
Oh man, you a sellout. So they'll even give you a strike for interracial dating, but you're trying to not even date a single mother. So then you'll date a snow bunny. Oh, you a snow bunny, you snow bunny chaser, creating more scarcity. Another model of scarcity, age. You can't date a 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, older than 5 years, older than 10 years. Then they start knocking you out of the box related to the age of women you date, creating even more scarcity. So I don't date a single mother. I date a black woman, but she's 20 years younger than me. Oh man, look. You would think women are the ones coming up with this, but it's men. Men. You dating these young women, it could be your daughter. If you come around dating, if that was my daughter, I would fuck you up, I would beat you up. So they knock you out of the box even when it comes to age, creating further scarcity. The judgment, further scarcity. You had to travel all the way around 8,000 miles around the world to go get pussy, when you gotta got pussy here. And the only reason you gotta go all the way over there is you can't get the women here. After further criticizing these same women, you're supposed to pick from the pool of those women and make it work. If you go outside of that, they then further have problems with you for going outside of that. Hence the Anton Daniels video. Oh, you're not cool. So what? You got to be cool now. Okay, I thought I was just trying to pick a mate. Now I got to be cool and pick a mate. Okay, I have to be cool with you. Why does that matter? Why is your opinion of me being cool matter? Because I got my passport and I went overseas. You see where this scarcity lines up with men, and it is something that men have created. It even goes further when you get into the red pill spaces, because then just getting a woman seems to be a problem. Okay, just having a girlfriend is a problem. Oh, he went and got a girlfriend. Oh, CGA he fell for the Japanese bait and switch. So now they're further saying, nah, just use them as recreational use. Do not bring her back here. Don't marry a Japanese woman. You see what's happening here. Okay, you see what's happening here. And where the men don't realize where the damage is being created is through the dick policing. Now you trick, you pay the woman, you go overseas and pay the woman, you pay the woman here. Oh, you had to pay. Whereas I get it for free. I run around knocking around all these hoes that I claim are piece of shit women, but I run through them. But you, on the other hand, had to pay for it. I don't pay any money. Or the woman you pay for, I fuck for free. You see where all of this comes in, where this scarcity is created, where these content creators specifically, and many times the viewers, keep pushing upon you and impressing that limit the amount of women you have access to so you can be cool with them. Just so you can be cool with them, so we can keep our pimp hand strong. Otherwise, you're a trick, or you had to pay, or you're a passport, scuzzy passport guy, or you ain't got no game, or you a lame. You see what's going on here, or you a simp. You had to marry a single mother when they're recreational use only.
So this is what he's saying. This is basically more so for black men. His soliloquy here, okay? Because y'all basically blame women for everything. Don't say that you don't. And what he's saying is that it be you worrying about what other people have to say, not necessarily you, but be worried about what other people say. So if you like Hofer said a second ago, don't date single moms. RBN has said that before as well, but he also said that in the community, if you want to date somebody black, the odds are that the woman is going to have a kid. So if you take that out of the equation, you take this many amount of women away. I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent. Do what you want as far as I'm concerned. But a lot of people listen to a lot of people up here on these YouTube streets and on these different panels and everything. You got somebody like that Andrew Wilson guy that said the same thing. Oh, don't date single moms. And he married one. Because I say all the time, everybody up here lying. everybody up here is lying about something or other. I've said that plenty of times, but people take it so seriously that they trying to listen to all these different people and be talking themselves out of shit. And that's dudes. That's not even women. Because he's right. Y'all know damn well if they look what they did to that Andrew Wilson person. Look what they did to Donovan Sharp when they found out that not only that she was saying that her daughter was her niece or something, or he was saying that the daughter was the niece. He went and married her, and that's a single mom. And I've heard him talk about don't date single moms, like all this shit, like all these things. Trying to listen to all these different people, and you talk yourself out of it. You be down to who? 2 people? He's right. People that go over to different countries. Oh, you got to buy it. What are we talking about? There's whores here. There's whores here on OF all day, half the night. Who paid for them for the most part? Married white men pay for OF people. We've seen all that mess. I just feel like, first of all, I've always been a person that don't care about what other people think. Clearly, with all the shit that we talk about around here, right? Other people be worrying about what people got to say. Child, if you just like if you date an older woman, oh my God, you just date an older woman, or she must be paying for you. Why does it have to be that? Just like people still thinking that Sierra is doing something wrong. She married Russell, gave him in 55 million kids. They still together. They still trying to act like it's an issue. Child, when is it ever going to not be an issue? They're together. They're happy. Like, why are people waiting for the downfall of Sierra? Because she had a kid with Future? Child, these hoes be having kids with the same dummies over and over and over again, and people still support them. Child, these dummies be getting caught up with the same women. That Stephon Diggs person having all these damn kids. Cardi B still over there. She now a baby mom by him. Well, wife baby mom, I guess. But it's like, what the hell? What, like all these damn stipulations to do what? To have some dude care? That's what y'all are doing, allegedly. That's what he's saying, and I see it. I absolutely see it. I can't do this because such and such said, or if it's she's too young. What is it? If the dude is with some woman that's younger, it's okay. But if it's a dude that's with a woman that's older, it's not okay. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Maybe those people just happen to care for each other, but some people will care about what other people have to say on the internet, and you can't be worried about that. Like you gotta, what is it called, y'all? Chew the meat and spit out the bone or something like that. Child, you got to filter through this shit. You got to filter through all of this shit. You know what I mean? Because even sometimes CGA says some things and I just be like, you know what? I got to stop because that's enough. But that doesn't mean that, I can't stand them or anything. That's not true. Everybody can have whatever their opinion is. Just like if you're here, you don't like what I'm saying. That's all good. That's not going to make me change my mind about what I feel or what I think. Just leave. You don't have to be here. But I promise you, whoever I'm with or not with or whatever, that wouldn't be nobody's decision. It would only be mine. But there's a lot of people that will say, you can't do this, you can't do this, and they will talk about you, make fun of you, which is basically what he's trying to say about that thumbnail. They're thinking that it's directed at him. And again, I just don't think that that's the case. And I don't even think that I would consider CGA a passport bro. I just think he went on vacation. So we've just seen all these dudes that are all sensitive by way of what just happened to Floyd Wallace motherfucking Jr. We making videos talking about that, and they all up in their feelings. I'm sorry, when I listen to y'all talk about black women, because I am a black woman, do you hear me saying anything to y'all? Do you hear me getting offended in your comments? Do you hear me saying anything to you about that? I don't say shit. So you can't do the same? There's some sensitive ass motherfuckers around here. That's the point. I know it to be true. But he gonna say it, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna co-sign it. He's absolutely right. There's people who sit up here and as these men that they're supposed to be such hard men and masculine frame can't even handle a difference of an opinion. Oh, I don't like Messi because she said, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna say it. And I'm still gonna say it. You already know how I feel about biatches, but it'd be enough of you sassy straights that just be not necessarily right here, but some of y'all be full of shit. I don't give a fuck. You come for me, I'll be glad to come for you. But, you know, you do whatever it is that you want. You say whatever it is you want. You feel however it is that you want. You sitting up here saying all this shit, and in actuality, in reality, you worrying about all these motherfuckers that at the end of the day ain't got shit to do with your life. It correlates the same thing to Donald fucking Trump. All these people that are allowing their lives to be maneuvered by a fucking man that don't know you, you don't know him, and at the end of the day, you need to get out here and get your shit together and do what you got to do for you and yours. But you want to listen to motherfuckers tell you that you got to be worried about him for reasons that you don't even have to be worried about him about. Some of these reasons that they come up with don't make any sense. Everything in your life ain't wrong because Donald Trump is alive. That ain't got nothing to do with it. It's because you're a loser, which is one of the other things that he was talking about, especially for men. You got to go get your shit. You sitting around waiting for Ma'am Danby to give you shit? Good luck to y'all. You sitting up there thinking that shit over there in Minnesota with that free 20 weeks off just because you don't feel good? So what stops them from taking 20 weeks and then another 20 weeks and then another 20 weeks and then never freaking work, never have to do anything, and they just keep getting paid? Then what? What you think that's going to do for the economy over there? Ain't nobody retiring to fucking Minnesota. That don't even sound right. To go over there and have your money be given to a bunch of motherfuckers that don't want to work because he set it up so that, not Coach, Timmy set it up so that you could be lazy, because that's what that is. It's laziness. It's absolutely laziness. You think you owed something. Ain't nobody owed shit. You go work for what it is that you want. I ain't say take it. I ain't say steal it. I said you go work for what it is that you want. And where it got to the fact that people shouldn't have to work is I don't get it. I will never get it. I'm Generation X. We fucking work. We're going to do what has to be done in order to get to where it is that we need to be and not be on this internet whining, crying, and dry begging like they do over there on damn TikTok. So if he sat there and did that this man was living in his car at one point. This man was living in his car at one point because his wife divorced him. I don't know the reasons. I just know that she said, I'm divorcing you. And like he said, don't nobody care. Don't nobody want to help. Don't nobody give a damn about men, which is what y'all have said, okay? Don't nobody give a damn about men. Ain't nobody going to help no men. Nah. And then y'all got to figure it the fuck out. That's all he's saying. I agree with him 1,000. I agree with him 1,000% with everything that he's saying with regard to this right here. And I don't think that, I think that there would be a lot more happier people if they just went and did what they wanted to do, regardless of what somebody else says, because none of them bodies are taking care of you, feeding you, or fucking you. So I don't understand why anybody would give a damn any damn way. You could also not get up on this here internet and tell anybody your damn business. That's also a thing. I'm just saying, but that's just me. Anyway. So yeah, that's basically it. So I hope he knows there ain't no beef. I don't think there's any beef with Anton. I just think Anton was just answering back to all the crazy people that was also coming at me crazy all over what happened with one of theirs. Y'all don't have those passport bros. If you ear hustling, you could just ignore it. I make a lot of different videos. You could just ignore it. But you think you're gonna tell somebody? You think you're gonna tell me? Y'all thought you was gonna tell me? Child, that's so funny. Y'all know me better than that, right? Maybe not all of y'all, but they know me better than that. I'll talk about whatever. I don't care. All right. But shout out to CGA and his journeys and from where he started to where he is. And the same thing for Anton, as far as I'm concerned. I know a lot of people don't like Anton. That's fine. But I think he has done a lot and continues to do a lot and is very helpful to others if they want the information, because that's the other thing. And then I'm done. If you don't want to get the information in order to improve your own shit, that's a you problem. And you deserve to be where you at. So if you're in the same spot where you are today in 2027, that's a you problem. So if you want to live in Nigeria and think that Ma'am Dammy is going to help your ass and you still there complaining about the same shit next damn year, that's a you problem. Period, point blank. All right. Anyway, y'all, 3 hours. All right. Here come Ms. AB bringing up the rear. I see you, boo. Anyway, shout out to all of y'all for hanging in there. I appreciate you. Shout out to everyone that donated. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow, even though it's White People Wednesday. If not, it might be a lunch show. We'll see. All right. So have the notifications on. Shout out to y'all again. I appreciate you. No outro. I am going to find something to eat. I appreciate y'all. I see you all in the next.